Okay, and we are back again on Sundays. Sorry for the no stream for the past. I think I missed last week. Yeah, and that was just genuinely because I forgot. Apologies to the stream for that. And then I know I said I was going to be back with Far Cry, but the boys wanted to play Deep Rock Galactic tonight, so I was like, why not? Let's just do it. Why,
Howdy.
why not stream something we all enjoy? So
Taking
that's what.
advantage of a good situation.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I wasn't going to be home until about streaming time anyway, so I was like, well, if you guys want to play, we might as well stream it because otherwise, I'm going to have to skip stream again. All right, so we're back with Deep Rock. It's back to its 5-year anniversary. Um, Interesting thing about this update is that not only is there's an event for double EXP and stuff towards the season pass, but they also added an old version of the game where it was first originally released, and it's basically before any major patches. So it's like basically OG Deep Rock Galactic,
Yeah, I saw that in the launcher.
which I thought was kind of nuts. And I'm not sure how you play it. I'm guessing you might have to have a different save. It's not going to be like a permanent thing. It's just something for you to revisit, like, and to see how far the game has come.
Right.
Maybe if it's not too hard to set up, maybe we'll play OG for a little bit. But
Very upfront with that.
yeah. So I thought that was really cool. And then we got this cool little splash. They always do new splashes with big updates. So we're still in season 3 of Plaguefall. Season 4 should be on the way not too long from now. Some pretty interesting stuff. I haven't been following like what the updates are, but in terms of like what they're planning to add next. But in fact, I'm not sure if they actually teased what the next season's going to be about. This is Plaguefall. When they did the robots, it was like incursion and then escalation. Incursion was like when they first showed up. Escalation is after ramping up their efforts and becoming more deadly when they added the that little mini boss that like grabs you and fucks you up. The Nemesis, that's right. So this is the introduction to Plaguefall. Maybe the theme for the second season will either be this again, but it's like the infection's gotten worse because it kind of seemed like they were setting up the lore for that, and maybe we'll get some like vested dreadnought fights, which would be cool. Anyway, Miguel is new to this, so he's gonna have no idea what's going on with these new mission types, but really it's not much different. I mean, it's the same game, but now there's just like this additional objective on some of the missions where you have to clean up the plague.
Well, so
you have to sterilize and whatnot, so
please forgive my noobishness.
no, it is okay.
And that is noob with 2 zeros in the middle.
Excuse me, I'm also sick today. Oh, we're gonna try to push through. There's street. I think we're. Hal's gonna be joining us in a few. He was really the one that suggested to play, so he should definitely show up. He's got his own stuff going on, so. And then they were like, "Yeah, let's just play," and it's like, "Screw it, we'll just stream Far Cry 6. We'll come back, hopefully next stream. We'll see." Last time I didn't stream it was because it just like uninstalled itself or something. I don't know what happened. It was weird. It got me a bit miffed. Okay, so since I gotta get Miguel in here, so
I'm booting up the game. Had to restart.
well, I mean, shit.
I'm sorry. Gosh.
Hope you can sent you an invite.
Play the game. All right. Awesome.
Balloons.
Vandalism of the decorations will not be tolerated and can result in detention.
So was the driller. Game's a bit quiet for me.
Whoa.
Hey there, Cal.
Hi, Cal.
How's it going tonight?
Pretty good.
It's
I'm a
going
little
well,
sick,
thank you.
so bear with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you, though?
Well, hopefully you get well soon.
I'm sorry.
Do you? You're the one who
Here's to
did
your
this
health.
to me, Cal.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no proof of anything.
Stop checking the decorations
Why would I
around.
spread a disease?
If this continues, management has
I think there's a
power
lot of
and
money to
will
be had in,
control
in another
the
pandemic.
spa. Is that what you want?
Why would I? Why would I spread disease besides getting better slots at a combo breaker?
Yeah.
Not really.
Combo. Are you going to that? Yeah, you are, right?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome, because I am definitely going. Ali and I will be there.
Oh, very
Awesome.
nice.
We'll have to link up.
Yeah,
We don't even know what the hell we're getting. Sorry, go ahead.
You're behaving like
don't even know what.
children.
We don't even know what the hell we're gonna do because there's so much to do.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is like, I was telling my coworker about that, and she said, by the way, the Medieval Times is, like, nearby there, too, and, like, that's actually a really cool event that you could probably do, like, that's one of the nights that you're there, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll look into it. I was
I'd have to go with. I'd have to go with you guys because the friend I'm going with, I even brought that up to him, and he has zero interest in that.
oh, okay, yeah.
I'm going to sell it with you guys.
I think, like, the basic ticket is, like, $60, but it's dinner and, like, the event and stuff, and then you get, like, there's, like, a VIP package for, like, $20 more or something like that.
Mm.
I'm definitely looking into it. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it yet, but, yeah, I just thought that was cool.
Vandalism can and will result in a significant fine.
I'll check it out.
Consider yourself warned.
I'm gonna see where my funding is too, because I'm going to another convention in June, so I might not want to go overkill. We'll see though.
Right.
Get that tax return.
Ooh. Oh, hi, Ali.
Still waiting.
Ali's here next to me, but she also said hi in
Howdy.
chat, so, like,
Nothing wrong with too many highs.
yeah, I put the title as honest as she chat, because it is.
It's the best kind of brain rot there is, though. I've never seen a better community. Do it.
Please,
Fucking do it.
please don't. Okay, well, I'm the witness, I guess.
For some reason, my mouse is drifting on my second
So-
monitor.
That's annoying.
That
That
is
is
annoying.
so bizarre.
Damn, you're looking dripped out.
I'm just getting ready. Well, I mean, she's not gonna choke on Tic Tacs, I guess, but in case I need to do the Heimlich for some reason.
Very nice.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
Huh?
God.
I can't understand what you're saying. Her mouth is full. She's like trying to. I can't understand a damn thing.
Gotta remember the age-old lesson. You can't talk with your mouth full.
Yeah. Can't talk with your mouth full, love.
Certified.
Oh, you're CPR certified. Yeah, but you can't do it on yourself, love.
That doesn't-
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Uh,
You were joking. No one around. Grab a chair.
okay, yeah, whatever.
That is true. I do remember learning that when I was getting certified.
I guess that makes sense, but also, just an FYI to stream, you guys might not be able to hear Ali as well because my noise filter is stronger on this stream setup than it is on Discord. So if you guys ever hear somebody respond randomly, that's probably why, because they heard Ali and you guys didn't.
I'm talking now.
And yeah, she's just being nonsensical like she said, so. But I'll just reiterate what she says.
We're all a
We
little
do
mad here.
nonsense here. Yeah, exactly. We're all
Okay.
mad.
Oh, yeah, right.
What assignment do we want to do, boys?
Okay.
Well, it looks beautiful in here, particularly for the anniversary thing.
Yeah, they have a new supporter pack that I bought. It's like a new black and gold color scheme for the armor, and it looks.
Fuck, that'd be tempting if I didn't have the Well, that's good if I'm not running the armor, but if I'm like I run the Scale Brigade armor a lot, and that just kind of has it innately.
Right.
Still though, that's more gold than brown. I like that.
I
That's
just wanted the
tempting.
black because it's like I love the black.
We do like our black here.
The headpiece is not like the most amazing because it's like, yeah, it's actually sitting right up top here. This is the headpiece, right above the
I
assignment
lost track of
computer.
you. Oh, there are. Yeah, it's like a Roman helmet kind
Yeah.
of thing going on. Not really. I mean, if I'm playing For Honor, that's fine, but I'm not. So.
It's what to say. I'm being a dwarf in a lunar
Oh my God.
shooter.
The helmet physics kind of freak you out a little bit.
Yeah. So you guys should probably pick up the anniversary assignment. We'll just go through that.
Oh, there's anniversary. Okay, I didn't
Yep.
see that. All right, all right, all right.
We'll get a bunch of goodies and limited time event stuff.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, that's a lot. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Apologies, stream.
And a party
only-
hat. Hell yeah.
I could only take so many cough drops.
Right.
Sucks.
We'll yell for you, don't worry. I'll yell for you.
Like
Won't put
what?
Miguel on the spot.
I mean, I think you should be eating them, like, downing them like Skittles or M&Ms, but
Like Tic Tacs even?
yeah.
Well, I mean, you can, I don't know, you can do that, but it says on the back that you shouldn't take more than, like, let's see, one launches slowly in mouth. Repeat every 2 hours as needed or as directed. I guess if a doctor told me I could just chew them like candy, then yeah, I guess I could.
Huh.
I don't know.
The medicine in it, what's the active? Menthol. Menthol. Yeah.
Alright, who pressed the button?
Oh, you turned off the gravity. Okay, so I see your guys' assignments. So let's get this going.
The decorations are there to contribute to the festive
Do we want a random or do we want to just make it 3?
I'm fine with the random.
I was about to say I'd like to have a scout if we can.
I'm a social gamer.
Scout.
What do we
I
think?
am the
Hazard
freaking
3 or
scout.
Hazard 4?
I'm not a gamer. Don't get it mixed up.
I'm good with whatever everyone else wants, honestly.
Yeah, we'll do 3 just for Miguel's sake, and then if he feels comfortable, we'll go to 4.
That's good.
Oh boy.
I've
You said it was like a mint?
already.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I guess I'll have another one.
I'll just casually piss off Mission Control while you're figuring that out.
And question is, what setup do I want to use? Oh yeah, rocket launch is good.
Yeah, do I want to go, actually, hold on, let me check something. Do I want to go, like, pure shotgun engineer with the, psych overload, or do I want it to go... Did my load I get reset? Hold on. Oh no, there it is. Okay. Do I want to go that, or do I want to go, the turret EMP, where I just shoot the turrets with the SMG and it just shocks them and does AoE damage?
That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
do
know.
that.
I wish they made that move not do any friendly fire, because it's like, it barely does any damage, and it's like just kind of annoying hearing the dwarves get mad at you for doing your job. Oh. Rocket Stone.
I'm enjoying Rocket Stone. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that build because I thought it was stupid at first, but it's actually really fun to set up your turrets and start playing it like it's a tower defense and just shoot them too.
Wow, look at my big boy border.
Wow.
3 stars.
Very cool.
Legendary. It just means I'm a gray beard.
I mean, I'm taking it back.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm like an orange beard.
Oh. There's a spitballer.
Immediately. Get my center up ASAP.
Oh, that goes down.
You have the class restriction on, right?
Yes,
Where
Okay.
should I
they have
start
to
digging?
play. They have to play scout.
Good. Yeah, I know that's off by default now. I swear it used to be on by default, so doesn't hurt to check.
I mean, I think for most intents and purposes, like some mission modes, you probably don't need every single class. But I think on Hazard 5 and really Hazard 5, except for like escort missions, you really need every class, like,
Yeah.
because everybody offers like so much to the table.
Exactly.
Lots of nitrite
The
here.
hell? Did we find more? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there's some literally on a stalactite. Oh,
Where's that Molly?
There we are.
oh, major update to the game that it wasn't like this when you guys last played, but now when you get a promotion, you automatically get 3 cores. Three
cores. Oh.
matrix cores for your dwarf.
Oh, nice.
And it can be randomized. Like, you'll always get like a blank core, you'll always get a cosmetic, and then always get a weapon overclock for any other
That's
classes.
sick. Alright, we're going the other way.
The reason
So-
why they did that is because there was a glitch in the game where like promotions were resetting like the weekly assignment, and you know, they removed the glitch, and then people were like, "Well, we actually liked it. You should make it a feature," you know. And there was like a whole debate about like, you know, the elitists saying, "Well, it's not that hard to get blah blah blah, whatever," you know. But one of the things that the devs do in this game is that like whenever there's a bug and people want it to
Blue
be
bug.
a feature, they
Blue
usually...
Hoarder.
Oh, Hoarder, let me help you with that.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go on.
Usually with stuff like that, they usually make it like a feature instead of just... Oh, I got it.
Nice. Oh god.
What they did is like, since the bug was like basically like when you promote, it was resetting the weekly, they just made it to where every time you promote now you just get 3 cores. Which makes
That's really
progression a lot easier for you guys. I can definitely tell you it took a very long time to get every core in the game.
It really helps because, and I was concerned about this, so I'm glad they did something to address it, where if you don't play for a while, they have a pretty good ethic about, they don't want you to feel like it's a job. They don't expect you to play any set amount of time in a given time. They want you to feel like you're always welcome back. So I always felt like that kind of contradicted it, because it was really easy to start falling behind on getting cores, since it's really slow to get cores, honestly. And they just add a lot every major update. So I have so many I still don't have.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to know they're doing something about that.
I would say
So it was
like
like the one order business.
I would say that like before the new weapons were added, that it wasn't needed, but now that they have all these weapons and shit, I was like, yeah, it would be nice to
we go.
get cores a little bit faster.
Howdy. Please help me. I'm dying, Squirtle.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm dying, Squirtle. Thank you.
No, you're not.
I'm busy killing
You
goonies
are
right
welcome.
now.
Busy fighting for my life. Leave a message after the beep.
should have left my nose on the bloody.
No, that's Steve. Don't kill Steve.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Steve's
New
dead.
player.
I needed that.
I'll never get over. That's all right. Yeah, if they have a blue glow like that, it's a bug that we converted with a perk, like a little friend.
Where should I be digging towards? Anywhere specific?
No, not really, because this is an egg mission,
Right
so
now
it's
we're
just
just
one.
holding out.
It's just one big like area.
Oh, okay.
We're not actually going deeper into the cave or anything. Not very much, anyway. If you look at the terrain
More of a hub
scanner,
design.
yeah, exactly. If you look at the terrain scanner, it's all like one setting.
Oh, my EMP's not working. Did I accidentally remove the overclock? Yikes. It should be there.
Heads up, miners. You're about to get
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, meteors can land on the planet now because the infections keep being spread by meteors and meteorites.
Oh my.
Watch out!
Oh, sorry. Shit. As a warden. This screen shake is probably worse than the threat of the meteorite itself.
Yeah, I think you can actually turn that off, but
I might. I like the immersion normally, but that's tempting me to.
almost through the wave, team. Go, go.
I'm running low.
Good, we have plenty of nitro. I'm building a nest egg. Gotta find that our battery too after we're done.
Secondary objective completed.
Excuse me. Nice. Hey! This guy found the battery. What a legend.
By the beer.
Nice hat.
Thank you. I picked it up myself.
Yeah, there's also the fact that,
hell
like, I didn't think about this either, but since the game's battle passes are not FOMO,
Oh.
Yep.
and, you know, what they do is they add everything to, like, the loot drops, either in Matrix cores or, like, in the loot crates and stuff. That's, like, more cores, cosmetic cores and stuff that you have to get, so I guess having that, like, extra, like, buff to,
Yep.
how quickly you can get them is actually a big deal. I've never seen two play
Oh,
cards on the
huge.
Fragmites. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. First time for everything, I guess.
Usually when there's a meteorite shower, it's usually only one fragment per cluster. But
Oh, damn, we're getting lucky here, huh?
Taking some of the ammo.
I'm gonna try to move my sentry away from where we're holding out, so it's not zapping you like crazy. I really should be using two with this build, but I'm lazy.
Swarm, it's a big one, team.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there's an omen there? Fuck. We got a lot this mission, huh?
yeah,
Got a busy one.
yeah.
Crack the shell of that shell back. Not rolling so much now, are ya? Firecracker.
Oh, sorry.
All good.
You're good. I'm gonna move my sentry more since I put my sentry away from us and now they're all swarming me. You know how it is.
Oh,
I smell bacon.
I'm pretty glad this isn't Hazard 5 because we would definitely be getting destroyed right now.
Yeah,
I'm, like,
this
so
is a
used to
rough
it.
One.
I'm like, this is not an optimal position for us to hold, but the bugs aren't doing that much damage, so it's fine.
What's an optimal position?
Probably closer to the
Up
omen,
higher?
to be honest. Up higher. Actually, the funny thing is about, like, the bugs, like, when they're crawling down walls, it's actually a lot easier to, like, beat on them.
parts are slower,
Yeah.
or is
The
this
high-
easier to?
The high ground.
It's just because they're slower.
It's a typically high area with more enclosure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good to know. I haven't really played this game seriously.
I don't know. It just kind of depends too, because the spawns are always random. So
All
sometimes
right.
you just have to
Guess we could
adjust.
try the Omen.
Yeah.
Oh, let's so Miguel.
What's up?
This is basically a mini boss. Once we start it, there's these 3 pads here. You see, this is some good old Final Fantasy 14 mechanics. So this is
Oh.
you'll be. Oh boy.
Wasn't me.
So when one of these pads is stood on by someone, it allows us to shoot one of the weak points of one of these 3 levels of the tower. I'm not sure which pad correlates to which. I'm not sure if it's a random or if there's a certain order she might know.
I will
Might
try
just be
to.
random.
So one of the tricks that you
But-
can cheese this fight with is that I know you can hover over the pads with zip lines, and you can also put floating platforms above them.
I didn't even know that.
I'm doing the zip line as like a safety precaution, but if you want to put like platforms like just slightly above, a little bit higher, probably like, yeah, like right there. Maybe a little higher actually. I don't know.
Ah, fuck. Now it's gonna be hard to do it.
It'll be fine. Just, I guess the best thing is like maybe 2 feet off the ground. Yeah, like right there. That's perfect.
There's the last one.
It's over here where Molly is. Let me get Molly out the way.
Oh, that's why I didn't see it. Oh, Molly. Dummy thick, as usual.
Dumb throw cover. Anyway.
Oh, look, Umanite.
Focus your fire on this
Heavy
enemy.
burster,
Oh.
twin slicer. Okay. So there's like 3 stacks to the tower. The bottom one's always going to be like this late radio pursuit thing. Oh shit! I already turned it on. I thought. Okay, well I guess we're gonna fight it now. Basically, you have to step on these platforms to activate its weak points.
You're gonna try and shoot the bottom one first.
Yeah, me too. It's always the one that makes everyone wipe. There we go.
Nice.
The heavy burster hits really hard, and so do the twin slicers, so try to stay out of their range.
At least it's not a drone one.
Yeah, that drone one sucks.
We're in business. Good shit. Very well done.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, pubs usually struggle with that a lot, so I'm always nervous about doing those.
Right. So when you actually promote Miguel, you'll actually get matrix cores, and you can use this thing.
Oh, okay.
Actually, check to
boys.
see if you
Never
can
know.
use it, because it seems like there is one open for you.
Alright, boys, do I want to get a
Nothing's coming up.
driller weapon?
Oh, okay, never mind.
Do I want to get a driller weapon or an engineer one?
I don't know. I think engineer like is probably the class that needs the overclocks the most, because otherwise he's so like plain white bread.
Alright, let's see what we get. Maybe I'll finally get the fat boy.
Yeah, especially for the fat boy.
Nope, spinning death.
Oh, that's pretty good though. Not amazing.
Yeah, I
but-
barely like using that weapon, unfortunately, but I'll give it a try. The overclocks usually change things dramatically where I might enjoy them more.
Oh, sorry.
Hellflare's ready.
All good.
At least now I know the range of that.
Oh wait, we're done with the mission. Good.
Yes, we are. We're good to go.
Okay.
I'll grab that supply drop.
Rockin' stone. Bakal!
Sending in the drop pod.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get one of those missions where it's like a Hazard 5, where it's like, oh yeah, there's an omen, there's an infection. Oh, and by the way, there's a tyrant too. Oh, and this wave also has a dreadnought. Have fun. Because I've had that, like, and it's bullshit, and somehow we still win. It's a lot of pain and anguish in Hazard 5, but if you don't give up, it'll work eventually.
Gotta be
Never give up.
vigilant.
Rock me like a stone.
I don't know. I really like Hazard 5 in this game because it doesn't feel like bullshitly hard like a game like Path of Exile. Or, I mean, not Path of Exile, but like
Payday.
Payday or Killing Floor 2.
God, I
Honor
was just
Killing
playing that
Floor 2.
recently. Friend got into that game, so I started playing it for the first time in God knows how long.
Take it easy.
Well, this is an interesting layout they gave us.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, gold.
Unit secured. Initiating zone sequence. Deep Rock Galactics thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with or without you.
Brain, I'm on your side. Lock and load.
Damn oppressive.
Action commencing. Good work.
Wanted to be an action
State of
hero.
oppression.
We are unbreakable.
Good job.
Rock and stone.
Rocket
Good
Stove.
warm up. Are you ain't coming home?
I've got a nice hat.
Nice
You
armor.
do. You do. Ooh, script. Time to spend that goodness.
Yeah, Ali might call me a big baby, but eventually I'll get used to driving in stupid whiteout.
I don't think it's something that anyone really enjoys doing unless, you know, you're doing something where you have to go to work no matter what, like emergency workers of some sort
I like script.
or medical.
Well, it's like, you
You don't
know,
really have a choice.
Another script.
I mean, I have to because Home Depot don't give a shit, but
Oh man.
it's literally like, it's like, you know, the icy roads and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, Convict's doing fine, but
Nice.
when I can't fucking see, that's when I'm like, oh my god, I hate this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
This so bad.
Because if I do spin out, I have no idea where I'm gonna end up sometimes. It's like, that's the kind of thing.
Right.
God. Even with GPS?
Well, with GPS, I actually used it today to help a lot, but it was kind of funny because there was a lot of people still passing me, and I'm like, dude, it's like you can't even see like 50 feet in front, and people are still driving like 60 for this shit. Like, what the fuck?
In Texas, if it like
Right.
snowed the lightest, like everyone would freak out on the road.
Everyone would freak out, and they'd be going like 10 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
It's like I was going like a measly 35, which is like not bad for fresh powder on the ground and whiteout. And I'm like, it's like, come on, dude. But it was funny because some people were trying to pass me, and then they realized the turn was coming up, and I was like, yeah, nice try. Yeah, you couldn't see that turn because I couldn't see it either until about 2 seconds ago. So good luck passing me, jerk.
Dummies.
Yeah.
Fools
Anyway.
even.
If this continues,
Yeah,
management
anyway,
has the power and will
let
to
the rant
close
over.
this bar. Is that what you want?
All good.
Post public.
Get on board the drop pod, team. Mission is ready.
We'll switch it up and do a different weapon.
What's the deal? Oh, we're taking Skull Crusher. Hell yeah. I'm a fan of that one.
Actually, I'm maxed out on Gunner, so you know what? I'm gonna play Scout.
Yeah, I don't so much scout as make this operation possible. To mites, to darkness, and
Ooh,
to making
someone
it
bought a
happen.
round.
Skull! For
Hell
gold.
yeah.
Hee ho hee.
Gotta get our meal buff and play Monster Hunter.
Get in my guts. Yeah.
That's awkward.
Yeah. Never felt better.
Didn't think someone would join in the hub right away. I would have saved it. Whoa, that's a cool looking loadout.
If I had a credit for every rock and stone.
Oh, I think he's using the new color. Or the new supporter set. Yeah, he's got the like doctor mask.
Pretty cool looking. That's at the end of this battle pass, isn't it?
Yeah.
For me and my chaps.
Holy shit.
Rock and stone, yeah.
Yeah, that's about right timing. I'm there already, so
It is lost at dice what ancient honor won.
it's kind of funny. There was people like week 2 already had the plague doctor mask, and I'm like, yeah, those guys
How?
cheated. They cheated.
Yeah. There's no way.
They modified their file or they cheat engined it.
Ooh.
Hi, Gord Fox, Rock and
God.
Stone.
Rock and stone.
I know how much
Howdy,
you're
Gord.
looking forward to Far Cry, man, but the boys wanted to play Rock and Stone tonight, so it is what it is.
Rock and stone in the heart.
Far Cry's pretty great though.
Well, we're playing 6 right now.
Whoops.
Yes, we are.
I heard.
Gonna be late for work.
My expectations sure were subverted. Yeah, I'm sure they were, Gord.
Which makes it the
I've
better
always-
choice.
I've always been a sucker for some Far Cry. I've played a good share of them.
Yeah, we want to finish Far Cry 6, but I don't know, it's not hitting the same as Far Cry 5 for us.
Understandable.
But then again,
Far
like,
Cry 5 was a banger.
it really was. I don't know why people like didn't like it as much. I think they've compared to 3 too much, and that's kind of unfair. Because
Oh
3
my
was
god.
3 was really on its own level from what I heard.
Honestly, I feel like it's just a thing at the time because I went back and played 3 not too long ago, about a year or so ago, and it's still a good game, but it's not like it's some crazy masterpiece. It just set a new standard when Ubisoft was starting to. This is before they started doing open world games left and right, like copy and paste format.
Right.
So it was a pretty big deal at the time, and it's pretty good. But
Yeah, like Ali said, like really the only thing that like threw everyone off and threw her off, and me myself off too as well, is just really the ending of Far Cry 5, which was like,
fucking hated it, dude.
Completely wild. So unsatisfied.
yeah.
But then, I mean, I
Me
forget-
too.
He said she forgave it after a while. And it's like, I mean, I did too. I mean, you kind of like looked into like what people thought. It was basically just like their way of saying, you know, just because you did all this shit doesn't mean you always deserve a good ending and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but fuck, man.
At the same time, it feels like a middle finger, though. Like, it's disrespecting your time. Like, you could send a message like that without being that extreme.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
And
mean, technically at the beginning of the game, they do tell you it's best to leave it well alone.
It's really sad. That's technically the best ending you can go with
Yeah.
if you do the alternate ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really doesn't help defend their reasoning for that ending when they made a glorified DLC game as a full game as a result of the ending, not even like a year later as well, which was actually quite bad because that's all it was glorified DLC.
Yeah, it was
And it
glorified
wasn't
DLC.
really
It was the
great.
same map except with the new texture, basically, and I was like, yeah, why did
Yeah.
we do that?
Felt like
Was
they
that-
were really just doing that ending to bait that.
Was that the one with the co-op, or I must be
Well,
thinking
they've
the
all
wrong
had
title?
co-op since 4.
My
I
mistake.
believe that was the same. What was it called? New Dawn? Yeah,
Yeah.
New Dawn was the name of it. New Yawn.
4 and 5 both had their best endings be the do nothing for 10 minutes Easter. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's really sad that.
Time. I'm going to kill that shuttle pilot. Good work, team. Performance point bonus is is active.
Far Cry is really good at
Yeah.
having bad endings, despite having great gameplay.
Lighting!
I think as long as you enjoy the game, it's like
Requesting pump jack!
Request accepted.
it doesn't really matter what they give us. That's the way I see it. But
Well, that's fair, and I mean, I think it's a good way to look at it, but if a game wants to get me invested into its story and tries its best to, and then it does things like that at the end every time, it gets a little disheartening after a while.
yeah,
You have to really take a hands-off approach with it and play it like it's a looter shooter like Diablo or Borderlands or Destiny, where the writing's there, but it's so bad that you just have to ignore it and play it for the gameplay and have fun, like you said.
right.
You're not gonna get an award-winning writing, that's for sure.
Objects here. Let's get it hooked.
Hey, what's up, Generock? We're back with Deep Rock tonight.
Howdy.
I explained at the beginning of the stream that it was basically just, you know, boys wanted to do it, so I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Plus, there's a new update to show out, which is basically just, you know, a new cosmetics that we can unlock, and there is a legacy mode with the old Deep Rock version in it. Oh, the dogs are getting a little testy, but we may or may not try it out, depending on if it's like a hard process to like switch to the other version or not.
Come on, guys.
It's cool they did that, though.
Yeah, so you can see how far the game's come.
Locate the rest of you.
Cargo crate battery.
I don't think you guys hear that, but why is she growling? Oh, you were trying to... Allie gave one of the dogs like a peanut butter jar. And she was trying to pull it away because there's basically nothing left in it. And she was growling the whole time. That's so funny.
It's just too good.
No, it was peanut butter.
Your snout is
Contact. A swarm of glyphic grunts is heading your way. They're
That's
almost
you want to
ready.
open the box, huh?
Come on!
Box is open. Don't forget to grab your loot.
Squash 'em!
I don't technically have to because I have everything, but I will just for the, you know, feeling
Jesus
of grabbing.
Christ, G. What do you mean you have everything? Oh my god.
I have 1,200 hours in this game, dude.
Oh my god. For converting that one.
Absolutely no girls allowed. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint Gordon, but Allie is in the background. Gord Fox.
F, Gord Fox, F.
Yeah.
Oh, Allie says, fuck you.
Oh,
That will teach you!
Yeah, 1,200 hours. I mean, this game's good. What do you want me to say?
It is a good game.
Light is up!
There's far worse games you can put 1,200 hours in, like Payday 2.
Yeah.
Oh shit, wait.
Remind me never to turn my back on you again.
Trying to think, this is probably one of my most played games on. I think Terraria is like the only thing that got still beats this game. I think I have like 2,000 hours in that.
I really wish I could take back the hours I put in Payday. I would if I could. I think I
booted
just
up
played it
TF2
because there's
in preparation
TF2 I
for
don't
the update.
regret it.
There should be an update over the summer, so that'll be interesting.
TF2's
Yeah,
getting
we're
an
probably gonna
update? What
stream
the
it.
hell?
Yeah,
Oh, that must be why we're playing it so
they were
much.
hyping it up. Yeah,
Made
we're
a
getting
blog-
warmed up.
Made a blog post and everything.
They did.
Waves petering out. Wipe out the
We Payday 2 a week ago because I... Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. Payday 2, it's fun while it lasted, but it really is like the same shit over and over. And it's like, this game is too,
You snooze,
but
you lose.
I guess the procedural generation and how much the devs love and care about this game like really like makes a difference.
Well, that and the fact that they add content and don't expect you to spend $7 to $8 for a few guns every time they add it.
Yeah,
That's a huge difference because I didn't really think much of it at the time, you know, when I was doing that with all these DLC packs for Payday, sorry.
You're good.
But then I'm playing this game and I'm thinking, wow, they're adding all this shit completely for free, and Payday over here is still, even now, releasing DLC packs for $7 or $8 a pop that just add a map or two and a few guns, and it's just I get you need to make money, you know, and secure the payroll and all that, but that's not a good look at this point. It really isn't. They've been milking that cow for actually almost 10 years now, because that game came out in 2013,
I was about to
and
say,
that's all they've been doing.
where's Payday 3 already?
They finally announced it again. They did a reveal trailer. They're saying sometime this year, which I find it hard to believe. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, okay. This year, sure.
They've been saying that the past 3 years. Oh, no, I'm not even kidding. They're like, yeah, we'll give you more news this year. We'll have something this year. It's nothing. They are the ultimate one-trick game company. They had a big hit, and they didn't know what to do with it, and they've just been doing nothing but milking it,
Well,
and we all fell for it.
the funny thing is like, you know, Payday 2 versus this game. I mean, everything you get in this game is absolutely free, 100%. Outside of like
Yep.
a few cosmetic like packs, which are purely cosmetic and don't add any like gameplay elements. Like, it's fucking free. And there's a battle pass that's free, and the battle pass is not FOMO.
You haven't get me started on when Payday had the fucking audacity to start trying to do loot boxes on top of all the DLC shenanigans that was going on.
Oh yeah, that was so poorly received. They retracted it.
Secondary objective has been achieved.
That's when I knew they really had no idea what they were doing. If there were any doubt before that.
Well, they were like, oh, Overwatch can do it, so we should be able to. People love our game, right? That's like, just
I think
because
a lot of
Overwatch did it doesn't mean that people that play Overwatch liked it.
I think a lot of developers are realizing it's more profitable just to have the current title kind of just have it extend as long as possible rather than just release a new title entirely
Yeah.
or sequel.
Yep, that's definitely, unfortunately, a very real problem.
Yeah.
And some people try to subvert it by, you know, thinking they're clever and how they handle some things. And funny you mentioned Overwatch, because that's a big example of that.
Only games
It's literally the same game,
right.
but they did a re-release to try and get more numbers, and it kind of failed miserably.
Okay, so update on the peanut butter situation with the dog. She just cut the jar, and now the bottom of the face she can get to
Oh
it.
no!
Good job.
Dios mío.
Tell me about it.
First pump jack connected.
Dogs love their peanut butter.
Ready to extract.
I love my peanut butter
Only
too.
games I find more egregious are those like games like Civ or EU. Like, bro, what DLC is there to add? This game is a mess. Yeah.
That's a good point. That's probably a hot take, because there's a lot of dedicated Civ players that would argue differently, but I always thought that. That's the thing I always thought, but never really wanted to say, because I kind of felt bad.
Oh, like the elephant in the room.
Yeah, it really was. Like, man. you
It's
guys
like, I
are paying
really,
for
I really want to say this, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get shot.
pretty much.
Pretty funny.
I'm gonna get nuked by Gandhi.
Yeah, what Overwatch 2 did was just absolutely insane, and I can't believe people are buying into it. Well, it's like, you know, it's not even people who are buying into it. The loyal fans are sticking with it, because it's like, well, I like the game. Yeah, it's a worse version, I suppose, but, I mean, it's either this or nothing, so... Because, you know, it's not like Overwatch 1's going to be supported for forever. They're just going to... I don't even know if you could play the original
Well,
Overwatch
the same
anymore.
game.
Yeah, they're the
No,
same game.
it's just a basic upgrade.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's
That's
interesting
what I'm
how,
saying, like... Sorry.
well, how Deep Rock Galactic it's already accounting for having a classic mode so people can enjoy, you know.
Yeah. Now, the classic
Yeah, for
mode
all
is
the
limited
updates.
time only, but,
Oh,
Oh, all right.
yeah. I'm not sure for how long. Because technically it, like, doubled the game size, so some people may not be okay with that for a while.
that's fair.
Fuck that nader, lads. Keep
Uh,
Yeah, that's why I brought up Overwatch 2 when I said it's subverting that extending a game as long as possible to try and milk it thing, because that is what they're doing. They're just hiding it. You know, they're trying to subvert it by calling it a sequel, and it's absolutely not.
Payday 2 in its prime really wasn't bad. It's just they just stopped. They just stopped knowing how to innovate it.
ready to kill some more.
Oh, that's a... Yeah, we want to take that out.
Like, it was really good in its prime, and then now it's just like, well, the game basically hasn't changed at all, and they're really, really milking this fucking game. That's basically like what we were saying earlier. Like, I really did enjoy my time with Payday 2. I wouldn't say that I regret the hours that I put into it, but unfortunately, I just can't go back to that game. I guess that's
They really
never a
should've
good feeling.
stopped.
I was gonna say that's just never a good feeling when you can't come back to
Thank
the
you.
game.
Bro. They really should have stopped after they completed that storyline with the White House heist.
Yeah, that's what I thought
That
too.
really should have been the final thing. I thought it was going to be it after that, and because it's overkill and they can't help themselves, they just kept milking it after that, and that's when I was like, okay, you're done. Not giving you money.
Really jumped the shark there.
Yeah, and going back to Overwatch 2, I can't believe that they actually had the audacity to be like, okay, so instead of like 6v6, it's going to be 5v5 now, which in a lot of ways makes it worse, and you're just going to have to deal with it. That's like, great, so that's less friends I can play with now. Great.
Well, that and the... Oh yeah, it's freaking terrible. Everything about that game is terrible, and I talked about this when we were playing Metroid, but you know it's a bad sign when the main head of this game's creative vision, from the balance to the world building and everything, leaves before the game's even out. Well, the game, quote unquote. It's just an update,
Right.
really, but
It's not a good look, definitely.
Yeah. Make a Payday 2 spin-off where it's a 2-player co-op game where you play as Ethan and Hilo from H3.
please don't even remind me that pack existed.
Yeah, that pack was
Oh
awful.
my god. You had to.
What goes around
I was living a great life. I haven't played Payday 2 in a long time, and I totally forgot that DLC existed, and you had to remind me. Did Gord say that?
Yeah,
God damn it, Gord.
because of course Gord said it.
I'm a coming, Luigi.
Okay, I'll go fast. There's a lot of boys here.
I got an oppressor
We're
here.
gonna have to take them out.
I have to let somebody else deal with it.
Convert this one. Should be able to get him.
Did
Thank you,
Gord
Frank.
say that? What a question. Like YouTuber Age 3? Yes, YouTuber Age 3. They actually made a fucking DLC pack with Ethan and Hilo on it.
Fortunately, not a joke.
Yeah. It's not a joke.
better than flying.
And it was just as cringy as you'd expect it to be by hearing that.
Yeah, you know, now that reminds me, the peak of Payday 2 for me was definitely when they added the Hotline Miami DLC, because that was awesome. That was a very cool collab.
Oh, I wonder why.
Well, I mean, yeah. I'm a
Was
big
it
fan.
was a good collab though. I agree. That was a
Well,
really
it's
good
like,
one.
they added the maps and the weapons and stuff like that, and then later on they added Jacket, and I was like, oh my god, yes.
And that was when they were really creative too, because I thought that was super creative. You take a character that doesn't talk at all, and like, how do I put this in a co-op shooter where they don't shut up, and they have them use like tape recorder lines.
Yeah, which I thought was hilarious and so in character for him, you know?
It's very creative, and it's a good solution to the problem presented that they gave themselves, really.
And then, you know, they just gave it a little quirks here and there that the tape recorder's glitchy and stuff, so sometimes it sounds distorted and fucked up, and like Jacket's fucking slowly eroding mind. So, from his fucking trauma, so.
I'm getting FOMO just
And
hearing
Ethel's
about it.
model has him doing the double oh yeah, that's right.
You guys good to start refining? We're all set here.
Yeah.
Supply pod requisition.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Didn't really ask the newbie, but we're pre-made, so who cares?
The liquid morkite is being extracted.
Pretty much.
Primary and all pump jacks are working at full capacity.
I'm pretty sure we won't mind.
The noise will draw in the locals.
He didn't
Think
really.
we're
He didn't.
covered,
Really,
right?
Do what you can to protect.
he probably didn't say anything, or there wasn't anything of interest that we needed to do. So
We got company. Incoming swarm.
it was kind of.
This was a less eventful one. Just collecting a bunch of stuff.
Is he in the video game? Literally Sigma male. It's like I would play Jacket. I would play fucking Penitent one if they put him in a game.
Liquid morkite is being extracted.
Blasphemous.
75%.
More of a shrimp male myself.
Penitent one's gonna be a tall ass because this game is like so niche.
The pipelines
But it would be cool to see him in some sort of crossover.
They'll put him in that new indie fighting game, platforming game. I think he's a good candidate for that.
Oh, you're talking about Framemakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I thought he was actually potentially a good pick for that too, because it's an indie game. It's a really good one, and that would be cool. We'll have to see. Framemakers is quite a ways out, because you know everything's hand drawn, so it's going to take forever to release characters.
This pipeline is fixed, but there are more outstanding issues.
I am out of flares. I guess I'm just going to go resupply then.
Look at me, I'm only walk.
New.
Getting more ammo.
This is a nice setup because we have the two pipes right next to each other, basically.
Let there be light.
They should have the fans from Hotline Miami 2 to Framemakers and make them an Ice Climbers type character. That would be a lot.
That's actually a funny idea, though. I like
Yeah.
that. They'd be a good Ice Climbers replacement.
Refining commencing as planned.
Suck on this, you freak of nature.
Really? Oh.
Pipeline jammed. See to it.
Mhm.
So I asked for it. So this entire time,
Pipeline repaired, but other pipelines are still.
Ranch is good. I'm actually not a big fan of Ranch myself, but I don't know. In certain applications, it's pretty good.
For the refinery to run.
Yeah.
I like to have with my pizza.
Yeah, Ranch and pizza's a big thing.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, apparently with these sweet potato fries that we got from this one restaurant, they offer like a Cajun ranch.
Oh, I've heard of those.
That sounds like something I'd try.
Swarm? We got another swarm.
I unfortunately just don't like sweet potato,
Bomb sequence at
which is kind
Me
of crazy
neither.
because I'm from the south. So it's like
they were fun.
they're good with the sauce, but I don't like them by themselves. So the sauce is really like saving it for me.
I think sweet
Carrying
potato always
it.
needs sauces.
Hey, a good sauce will carry anything.
Sure.
True.
Yeah. Could be the driest piece of chicken, but you sauce it up, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We got a problem with the pipeline.
That's like the hidden tech for cooking chicken at a food joint, because getting chicken right's hard, especially when you're cooking it for, you know, in between a bunch of orders and stuff. Like,
Right.
get a good sauce going, cover your track.
Gordon Ramsay approved.
Pipeline is fixed, but there are more outstanding issues. The extraction of liquid morkite is running again. Keep up the good work. We'll be done in no time.
Oh, another character they'll probably put in Framemakers is definitely Pepino, because Pizza Tower is popping off hard right now.
We'll send in the drop pod to get you.
Latino, I think he's an assist already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, they beat me to the punch. Never mind.
Yeah. And if they're an assist, I mean, they could technically still make them a character. But for the most part, from what I understand, it doesn't look like most of the assists that are already in the game are going to become full-fledged characters. Which, I mean, I'm hoping they reconsider. I'm not sure. I mean, they really didn't share any details about, you know, who's actually going to make it. You know, there's just 6 confirmed characters right now. It's 4 of them are in the game, 2 of them are still in development. You know, one character from Slay the Spire, and then Ultra Fishbugen from Slap City. And then there's Commander Video, Weltaro, or Kane, which I thought was a very good and strong pick, and then Aquadad, which also a solid pick. But then there's like assists like Fancy Pants Man, which I feel like they could make him a character, and it would actually be pretty cool.
Good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm surprised they made the Amogus Bean just an assist too.
Look at that.
Among Us.
Amogus.
I should not be on this, huh?
Yeah, the Among Us Bean assist is actually pretty interesting.
Cargo rocket is returning to
Because it's technically a 2-effect assist. So like if you hit the button twice, the assist button twice, it becomes like the imposter. Otherwise, it just gives you a buff. And the buff is like reduced hit stun and hit lag and stuff like that, so you can get out of combos easier.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, if you set the imposter, then obviously it's literally like a trap. And it does a lot of knockback. I've hit a couple people with it, and they've rage quit every single time, and it's hilarious. Because it's like the slowest fucking assist ever, like if you use the imposter. So it's like when they get hit by it, like what I did was I just comboed them into it. They got destroyed.
Get killed by the sus imposter of all things. I'd leave.
Yeah. Well, it's like as soon as you see the frame when they're flying off, it's like to an instant rage quit, like frame 2.
Congratulations.
Frame perfect Alt F4.
Yeah.
Well, alright.
A little overkill.
I respect the drip.
I've been using the gas masks non-stop from that pack. I'm a big fan of them. Also, I believe they even made it better because, you know, this stuff is just amazing like that. Because apparently when it first came out, the glow effect, either it was a bug they fixed or they added a feature, but when the DLC first came out, the glow effect on the gas mask lens was only for the color that came with the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
But now they glow with any color set you apply to it. So, like I said, they either fix something or they just straight up said, hey, you know, we should just have it glow no matter what.
They probably just fixed it. Or whatever, but yeah, because that was definitely something that people complain about. Just for consistency's sake, and also just for fashion, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're paying money, you know, might as well.
Right, exactly. Alright, next mission. That's my mission. Where's your guys' mission? Here we go. Mine Morkite.
See, we have the more type beer.
mission is ready.
Oh boy. Going on up.
If I lost the match to an imposter Among Us Bean, I'd sell my computer and buy a gym membership.
Among Us.
Swoosh. Got beer.
Get on board. We're about to leave.
Drop sequence initiated.
Sure thing, boss.
I got beer. Don't you be messing with my anxiety like that. Stop. Pranking me.
Rocket Stone, a pretty sound
I just also love how, like,
Sequence initiating. Fasten your
the imposter Among Us, like, assist is, like, doing wires, because that's probably, like, the only task that they can actually fake. Considering there's no animation for it.
It's funny because I remember they. I actually played Among Us again more recently, a few months ago, and they added a bunch of options, and one of them was they made it so you could actually fake progress without, like, the bar only updates. The total progress bar only updates when it goes to the next section, which I don't know. There's like a section per player or something.
Right.
Instead of just updating little by little. So if someone's faking it, it's not so easy as to, okay, well, the bar didn't move up a little bit right away, so we know he's faking it, because that's how easy it used to be when the game first came out.
Yeah, and that's
You
I
really
didn't
couldn't fake.
didn't like that either because one of the like the med bay scan was like one of the ways you can clear people. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
well if you can do that, then you're crew, and it's like that's dumb. It's like they should be able to fake task.
Only danger in
Yeah, so it's a lot more viable to do it with that option now, because it only moves up per fragment of the bar instead of just every single time someone does something.
Right.
This is a simple mining mission.
Credit where it's due, they give the game a lot of good quality of life. It's still a fun game with friends.
Good luck.
Excuse me.
Good. Oh wow, it's a drop. Careful. It reminds me when Cheater and I were playing and we all just ran out the same cave and fucking died falling 50 feet.
Yeah. Very common issue when you're playing driller and you're drilling through holes, and my god, that is a steep drop.
Huh.
They've added a lot more verticality since the last time you played Miguel, for sure, and I'm pretty sure the last time since you played Cal, because they've updated the maps to include a lot more of that. So
I've been playing. I
Oh,
didn't
you've
know
been-
about the core thing, but you saw me playing the other night on Metroid.
oh yeah, that's right.
another day at the office.
But yeah, I noticed that. You're right. We do like that. We're big fans.
I mean, I like it, but I hate when the cave is like so fucking big. It's like, holy shit, where's the nitro?
Yeah. That can suck sometimes, especially if you're having a rough mission, which is bad RNG, which
Right.
that tends to happen sometimes when you have procedural generation.
Not a bug, it's a feature. That's this game's
I hate
motto.
bugs.
It's the course and they get everywhere. Snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? I hate
I'm like
snakes.
rushing right now because I'm so used to like Hazard 5. Like, we
You
would be getting
hate
swarmed at like
snakes.
4 minutes.
No, I think it's from Indiana Jones.
I know, I'm just busting it.
Oh.
I will not tolerate snake haters.
This is a snake-loving household.
Exactly.
Yeah. Aku.
The boy.
Aku!
Foolish samurai. Oh,
Ooh.
Hey, now, you! I'm talking to you! Guys, are you blind?
We gotta ping it, Miguel.
We're rich! We're rich!
Sorry.
We're rich!
It's a ritual.
it's a
No.
ritual.
No, put it down!
This guy.
Put the C4 down and kill him.
Clear the blast radius. We're hazing this. We're hazing this pointy-eared leaf lover.
Rude.
Good try. Don't worry about it. We're
I'm just
messing around.
I'm just gonna let him know what the etiquette is so he knows for next time. But he doesn't. It doesn't
Green
matter
beard.
if he deposits it. It's fine. Whatever. He doesn't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Location.
Common mistake if someone's new. It's understandable. He's just playing the game.
At least not movie shit posty. I can only write so many foot longers. Yeah.
I need to deposit in the mule.
Your first problem was using Twitlonger. What you doing that for?
Like any good ritual requires a sacrifice. Ooh, Miguel found the trophy. Basically, finding those
that's
doubles like our EXP for the mission,
Very nice.
for the battle pass.
Secured. Management will be pleased.
They've been doing that a lot lately with all the events.
Yeah.
It's very rare you have a period of time now where there's not a bonus XP item going on.
Outside of like the very beginning of the season, yeah. As it gets closer to the end of the season, they start doing it a lot so people can catch up.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's very nice and generous. They don't have to do that because you know it's not even FOMO anyway. But you know, keep forgetting what FOMO means.
Fear
Feel like
of
I'm
missing out.
Fear of
Yeah.
missing out.
Fear, my bad. Yeah.
Platforms, please.
There's a
Fear and
shell there.
loathing.
Light.
Fear
Las
and loathing in
Vegas.
Las Vegas, exactly.
I found some more kites.
Did you get that shell?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I wasn't looking, sorry.
Like that.
By the
We got bugs.
Come on, guys. Rock and
Fear me online.
can't hide from this. Let's move.
Oh, whoops, I fell.
Weapon ready. I need a damn minecart on legs. Where is it?
Alright, we're patching that hole so no one falls in it.
Yeah, I'm learning very quickly during low oxygen missions to patch fucking holes. Because holy shit, when Molly goes up that vertical hole and there's no oxygen, you kind of just die during the extraction. It's either
Oh my
that
God.
or go back up to have Molly go down so you can keep up with her
It's the
easier.
worst. Is that
Yeah.
another Jadis? Holy shit, that's like 2 Jadis in a row, dude. Like right next to each other. Whew, cracked.
You snooze, you lose.
My god.
There's Molly.
Squash the grenade! That was my last grenade. Shoot it! Out of explosive.
It's like she's bigger on the inside.
Clifford Praetorian eliminated. Taste the pickaxe!
Those eyes.
Molly!
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, like in Metroid.
God damn it.
I don't know if anyone actually
No.
fears you, Cord. I think they more like
Lots of them heading your way.
just kind of deal with your existence.
Sorry, I missed that. Don't know if anyone what.
Well, I was talking to Gordon saying how I don't think anyone actually fears them. We just kind of deal with you.
Up.
I mean, I like him. I like Igor.
I
Toxic?
like Gore because he adds that element of chaos that keeps things interesting.
Oh, I
when things
like
get
it,
quite
Gord.
boring.
But I'm just saying it like it is. That's okay. This is the part where you say shaking and crying, right?
Something like that, probably.
Boomerang! Don't die.
Okay. Dang it. Flare gun.
Let there be light. I hate nature.
Me too.
Approaching her now. Keep it together.
Thank you to my friend Miguel, Mama Luigi, and my friend Cal Norvok plays. I did ITH, I don't know what that abbreviation means, for not leaving me crying, shaking, and screaming.
Really hitting the. Really hitting home.
Oh, wait, Cal Liff, I get it. Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
That's funny.
Light is up.
Yeah, back when you used to go by Khaled, remember? And not just Cal or Norvok.
I remember.
Or Norv.
Oh man, give me
Detective.
shit, huh?
Detective Norv Jaden. FBI.
FBI, you're under arrest. Why don't you fuck off, Norman?
I've never fucking played that game. I've only watched it. I feel like I should play it
It's
just
a
for the
movie.
fucking shits and giggles now.
Rock and stone, you beautiful dwarf.
I'm keeping that name. That's funny. No one's ever said that. Was just so out of left field.
Norvin Jaden.
Norman Jaden, FBI.
We've got Bismore here. One platform, ready to bit more Bismore.
Can't really go Norvok
So
Jaden,
excited.
but you know. Using full legal names and everything. Yeah.
Platform up.
Rock and stone.
Austin did it first, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Ah,
Before he was smashing veteran.
Part of me kind of misses that, but at the same time, I could respect, you know, wanting to just go by Austin. 'Cause it's like his nickname was Vet for a long time, and it's like, little dated, I suppose.
Move your tin ass over here.
not even a
Hurry,
veteran.
please.
Never served.
Exactly.
It's your fault.
Sad.
Bad. I think really, it's like if you don't have a good nickname, then for your like tagline, then kind of turns into that situation. By the way, it was a bit of joke. We're rich.
And we're eating good tonight.
Everybody will call me everything but Miguel. I've had Mama Luigi. I've had Miguel. I've had Miggle Wiggle. I've had Miguel and Maya. So
Rock and stone to the bone. Rock and stone.
That's right. I forgot that Austin went by Spavetios for a little bit.
Oh shit.
On the mule has been
That is
It's a nice
going
name.
back.
it's a nice name.
secondary objective completed. Now finish the job.
Holy shit, is it dark in here?
Secondary light.
Anything else you need platforms for? Oh yeah.
Access provided.
You get extra XP for more kite past objective, right?
Yeah, it's like one per like, you know, more kite mine. It's so it's like if I get 40 mica, it's like 40 extra. But I mean, it does go through the whole supply. So
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, might as well. Are we good? Let me call a supply pod.
yeah. Miguel with the W sound. I remember. I don't remember if I ever called you by your like tagline ever.
Yeah, I think it was typically just always Miguel.
Miguel.
Miguel. And I typically
Miguel.
always went by that. Yeah.
It took me a long time to call Omnio Orlando, and the only reason why I started doing it is because when I was hanging out with Rave and Mike a lot, that's what they would call him. So I always felt weird calling him Omnio. And
I interchange still.
yeah, that's fair. And then like at one point, like there, this was back when we were playing League, and like Orlando wouldn't be in the call
Boy.
for some reason. I forgot. Like we forgot to call him, but we were already in game, so we were kind of like too occupied. Well, actually, no. I think he was on a call with his somebody or whatever, and he couldn't join the call right away, but he wanted to play, and like he did something stupid in League. And then Mike just goes, "Here we go, Omni Omega plays." And it just sounded so condescending. I was like, oh my god. Because we never call him by his full fucking tagline. So it's like, Omni Omega plays, here we go, dude. He fucking goes in and dies. Like, what are you doing, dude? We're not even there. Oh.
Omnio's got the right idea.
Thank God nobody here knows my username is pre-Generox, because my childhood friends still make fun of it, and I fucking hate it. I mean, I used to be called Cheater Boy, and people make fun of that. He cheats on boys. So then I just shortened it to cheat. And I was like, fine. I'm just cheating now.
Yeah. So I went to go buy some like Coca-Cola minis, the cans, and there was League of Legends, just I don't know, promotion with League of Legends on the box. It was insane.
Yeah.
I came home and I was like, "Sweetie, why is there League of Legends on my soda? It's awful."
Because it's popular. And also Arcane really blew it up.
Did
Oh,
Arcane
that's
probably
true.
did so much for that game, more than anything else they've ever done for it. It's kind of nuts.
it's a good series.
That's what I heard. And it has nothing to do with League.
Uh,
Well, I mean, it's like same character, different universe, right?
it's in the same universe, I'm pretty sure, because it explains origins for a lot of characters like Echo,
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Fuck.
and the obvious ones like Jinx and Vi.
Come on.
It's a lot of Piltover stuff.
Piltover is probably the
And
most
Zon.
interesting part of the lore, to be honest. It's just a cesspool of shit, basically. That's basically
Yeah,
what Piltover is.
It's a lot of like going in the lore of like the class divide with the upper city and the lower city there and shit like that.
Got banned on this channel because I would be sick to my stomach if y'all killed me by those names. Back when we were playing League, my condolences. I mean, yeah. I can say confidently that I've been clean from League for over a decade now.
I can't. I played it like a couple weeks ago.
No, not over a decade. I'm pretty close, though. Oh, no, maybe actually over a decade. I forget how old I am.
It's okay to relapse.
This is a bad part of League, is playing the game. Yeah, it really is, though. Like, the characters and the artwork and the lore and the kits and the characters themselves, like, playing them is, like, all good and dandy. But when you actually play, like, the game, it sucks.
That's why I just play ARAM when I play. That's the reason I was playing.
It's like the only thing that really saves that game if you don't want to like take it too seriously, because you can still enjoy your characters, you can still do your goofy stuff, and you're not taking it super seriously. It's just kind of like, well, it's random, you know. We got fucked by this, we got fucked by that. It's not because some idiot's feeding. It's because like literally, it's just random.
Hi, I'm idiot.
Yeah, but at least in ARAM, it's like your feeding could contribute to like more kills and stuff like that. It's not being fought for nothing, because usually in ARAM, most people, like if you take a kill, you're probably going to either try to trade for it or at least get some ground off of it or something. You know, there's always like a give and take in that, like tug of war style, you know?
Right.
Whereas like with regular League, it's just like, ooh. It's like this freaking Vladimir just got really fed in top lane and now he's just steamrolling the team. That's great. Yeah.
Fucking Vlad.
It's the same in Dota too, unfortunately. But I would say
Stone, you ain't coming
Dota's a little bit more fun to play once you learn it. But it's still kind of the same situation.
God, Vlad is such a gormless character.
Yeah, that's why I
That
used him.
guy.
He's like a character that's almost timeless because the design is just so bad. Like that's when they were first experimenting with the idea of like not characters not having mana. And those characters were inherently broken for a while.
For real.
Because they didn't know how to make mana like not be an issue, so they were like, fuck it, we'll just give them long cooldowns. Well, we thought those cooldowns were long enough, apparently not. And then they nerfed numbers and then all that other stuff.
Hey, real quick. How do I utilize that spinning death overclock for the breach cutter?
You're gonna want to take, let's see, what does it do? Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong gun. Er, very low beam DPS and negative in ammo magazine capacity. So let me actually build this because I never actually used it.
Yeah, just I never know when to use the breach cutter normally as is. Never mind with this overclock.
I would say you definitely want prolonged generation for it because then it'll last for like 7.5 seconds. So kind of a huge deal.
Okay.
I don't know. The second tier, honestly, it's dealer's choice, I think, but maybe either expanded ammo or area of effect.
I'll stick with the ammo.
I don't think the reload's actually an issue. Yeah, I don't care about the reload personally, so I would just do quick deploy. Armor
Right.
breaking, stun is a good deal because then if you hit like a Praetorian with it, they'll be stuck in it for like at least 3 seconds, and they're also getting slowed.
So should I do that instead of armor?
The thing about armor breaking is that there's just alternating patches where the armor breaking mods don't work.
Okay.
I mean, you could try it and see if it'll like really. I don't think it's gonna affect DPS because like the thing about beam weapons is that it's just gonna do a set amount of damage. I don't think it takes advantage of weak point hits.
We'll do stun then.
Yeah, and then yeah, I would do plasma trail just for a little bit of extra lingering damage.
Got it. Thank you. We'll try that. So do I normally use this for big mobs or like big enemies?
You can use it in any situation where it's like there's like a group of enemies coming in. You just deploy it really quick, and you could either use it on a single mob. Like it'll be good against Praetorians, and then probably just like waves that are coming from a specific direction.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Decorations are there to contribute to a festive atmosphere. They're not toys.
And I probably won't because I have a friend's girlfriend played it a bunch, and I got roped in.
Decorations are meant to be enjoyed with your eyes,
Yeah,
not
that's
your
kind
feet.
honestly, I got roped into it because of Jurox. If Jurox had not said anything about League, I would have never have touched it.
Significant fine. Consider
But then
yourself
Jurox and I both learned very quickly that it's not fun to play.
How old are you? Behaving like ill
I only played Dota 2 and it was once, and I played the sniper tutorial before uninstalling. Yeah, that's fair. Kind of the same, but it was more messing around in the training room. The thing about Dota 2 is that they're really trying to make sure that like anybody who's new that gets into it can like they want to retain the like new players. So they're giving you a bunch of trainers and stuff like this. The guide system is really helpful to help you build items because it's like basically, hey, you pick the top rated guy. These are where the top players are picking, and this is what they're building every single time. Which I really, really appreciate because when a meta changes and it's fluid like Dota's, it's very helpful. Whereas in League, it's like, I'm not sure if there's a suggested items guide. I think there is now, isn't there?
What's up?
In League of Legends, is there like a suggested item guide for like your characters?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that wasn't a thing for a while, but League might have done it first and then Dota did it. I'm not entirely sure. But well, it's like I honestly kind of had like that view of League. It's like I probably won't like it. I probably won't like it. And then Drew's like, I love it. I love me some League. And I was like, oh god, all right, let me at least try it and see how I feel. And then I was suckered into it for several years. So
Yeah, that's how it be.
I guess I wouldn't say it was a quick realization, but I mean, it was one of those things where you realize the game sucks, but you can't stop playing. So it's like a true addiction.
Yeah, I'll let you handle Dota sales pitch this time. I already did that with the Metroid stream.
Yeah, it's just. I think one of the nice things about Dota is that even though it's a lot more bullshit, because of all the CC and stuff like that, like everything you do in Dota feels like it has a purpose, and I think that's kind of like the sales pitch to it. It's like when you do something in Dota, like if it's in a basic ability, you're gonna feel that you did that. Like holy shit, you just fucked up that guy with that ability. But when you miss that ability or that ability gets countered, you really feel that as well too. So it's like it's a give and take. It's a double-edged sword because the cooldowns in that game are so much longer than like League of Legends,
Right.
where you're spamming them like every 5 seconds or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially in the early game, you get enough mana for probably about 3 casts, 3 or 4 at most from the start of the game. So it can be really intimidating to get into that game because the early game is probably, funnily enough, in my opinion, probably one of the hardest parts of the game. because you have to be extremely patient. And if you don't know how to capitalize on when to go and when not to go in early game, you're gonna have such a miserable time where you're having to get potions and go back a lot and shit and lose lane a lot because it's very that is the downside because of the much lower mana and longer cooldowns at the start.
Hmm.
It is extremely, and I cannot stress that enough, punishing
Right.
that early in the game. Once things get going, it's really fun, but it's a fucking slog. But you could argue that's part of the good part of it, right?
Yeah.
Because then you feel like you built up to that point, and it feels satisfying when you start doing crazy shit, like you have 3 or 4 items on sniper and you start popping off, or something like that.
Right.
That's the it's the double-edged sword.
Yeah, it really, like, it feels amazing when you're fed. It really sucks when you're getting stopped. Like, even more so than League.
I shot a fester flea.
Because when you're getting stomped
Pretty
in
much.
Dota, like, you're getting really stomped. Because you lose gold in that game when you die, so it's like super punishing. I would say it's a game for fucking masochists, honestly.
Terrain scanner just got updated with a new
It's like you just love getting punished and you love doing punishing. So it's like it's sadist masochist, like, love-hate relationship.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
We cover a little bit of everything here. Oh yeah, actually, this build was a really good idea. It's eviscerating this pressure period.
Yeah.
Then again, of course, I only get like 10 shots now, so I have to make them count.
Right. That's honestly all of Engineer's secondaries, except for maybe the new laser.
That is really cool, though. It's just a Beyblade of death that lasts probably 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane.
It's 7.5 with that modifier.
7.5.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Thank you, compadre.
You are welcome. De nada.
Donator.
born ready.
Whew.
Oh.
Putting in the treasure.
We're rich.
Good job, miners. Anniversary trophy.
Yeah, sorry we keep talking about Dota so much. I'm sure people hate it here, but
It keeps coming up somehow. Can't help ourselves. We're passionate.
we did stream it like once or twice. So I mean, it's not like this chat's really unfamiliar with it.
Right. It's not unheard of.
And then there's games like Heroes of the Storm that are kind of like in a sad limbo state.
Exterminator at work.
But honestly,
Still play
like,
it.
if they fucking actually gave that game the support, it could have potentially been like the best MOBA out there. Because it just took everything that was really frustrating about Dota and League and just simplified it so much.
My space locked up.
Blizzard fucking up. What else is new?
Yeah.
Secondary objective completed. Fine job.
They were just like, oh, items and leveling? You don't have to worry about that. Just fucking, you have all your abilities from the get-go. You share a level with your team. And you just pick between 3 different talents. You don't have to build items, you don't have to do anything else. Just play the objective and team fight. That's it. Then you play the game. You don't even have to last hit. Like, that's like fucking amazing. Like, that's honestly like the perfect accessible MOBA, but they just they couldn't get the ball rolling. I think actually what happened was a timing issue with that game, because I looked into the research on why it died. And it was competing with like League of Legends at the time, but released like so much later after it, despite the fact that, it's technically a simpler game. Probably simple on the outside, probably really complex on the inside type thing.
Right.
So the delays kind of
Yep.
fucked it. And then League already took off and became way too popular and overshadowed it. So it's kind of what it is. Plus Blizzard just kind of sucks and doesn't know how to handle their IPs well. So
Well,
yeah.
they did the same thing with Overwatch that killed Overwatch.
yeah, exactly. They don't
Well,
know how to
not
handle
killed it, but they focused entirely on trying to make it an esport. They said, well, we have something good, and they said the same thing with Overwatch, which came after. Well, we have something good. Let's see how we can milk the fuck out of it.
Well, remember when like
Let's
with
see how we
HOTS?
can.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, remember when HOTS had like Heroes of the Dorm, which was like huge?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then they had to shut that down, and like so many people were like disappointed. And I knew when that happened, I was like, oh, HOTS might actually be dying.
Yeah, that was the first big indicator.
Heroes of the Dorm was
I-
like an amazing fucking like program that they had for the game, and it was like basically like HOTS, but like literally like, you know, college kids playing it. I
Entry
think.
level.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone could get into it. It was like having locals for a fighting game, except it spanned the entire. Or not? I don't know. I think it was just the country. I forget.
Right. It was a really cool grassroots idea. So cool. And then they just fumbled it because they couldn't get the funding and stuff.
Yep.
Because unfortunately,
sad.
HOTS was just not as interesting to all these other investors. So,
Flares up.
but I don't know. Maybe Blizzard just didn't know how to market the game too. Like that could have had a big part of it.
If I became rich, you know, if I won the lottery tomorrow or something, swear to God, after I invested a bunch of it into whatever I had to and pay off debt and all that, I'd invest a good bit into stocks for Blizzard on the condition I'd say fucking start supporting Heroes of the Storm again, and I will give you money.
That would be a good way to
I know
get them to turn their
that
eyebrows.
would.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I'll give you like a fuck ton of like millions in shares and maybe even $1 billion depending on how much you win. It's like if you guys just pick up support for HOTS again. You know,
I don't know if I do billions, but
millions. This is like, give me with the presentation package, see what you guys planned, and then you guys will get my money. And then they'd have to fucking do something. They'd be like, okay, well, shit. HOTS didn't have that great of a marketing. I didn't think so.
no, it didn't. I mean, shit. I remember the original trailer just used a bunch of their pre-existing models to the point where they had Diablo in the trailer, and this is infamous among players in the community, and you know this too, Cheat. Diablo in the trailer was using the Diablo 3 form, the more feminine-looking form, since the host was a female in that game. And then you actually played the game, and it's Diablo 2 Diablo, and Diablo 3 Diablo, despite being in that trailer, was never a friggin' thing until they did that stupid ass loot box update and shit.
Right.
And they added it. That's just like a small nitpick, but it's just fun to think about with the marketing and all that.
I think the game also had to go through like a huge graphical update too before they released it.
God damn it, there's a pebble in my
It did, because it's on the StarCraft 2 engine, and it started out not nearly as I don't want to say cartoony looking, not as stylized looking.
Right.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, good job,
Me
Miguel.
too.
Some words y'all are saying, that's for sure.
You're powering up.
We're passionate, all right. I said it before. I'll say it again.
When we get back, it's sandwich time.
Where's that damn leg? How do we get it? Nice.
Volley! Let's rock and stone!
That's just a shame. Unfortunately, and it's just like, those are really your choices if you want to play MOBAs now. You either play Dota 2, you play fucking HOTS. Probably not even HOTS, to be honest. Play Dota 2, you play League of Legends, or
Don't
you
play
play
HOTS.
I mean, I
You'll
was
have
saying
more fun in both of those games.
I'm saying as like a perspective of like popularity and what people actually play a lot. I mean, HOTS is still being played pretty decently until they shut it down.
Yeah.
Or that new fucking like anime MOBA game. I forgot what it's called.
What?
I'll have to look it up. Something that Max played for a while.
Oh,
Oh, is it that one that's a survival game?
Yes.
That's not quite a MOBA. I mean, it has some gameplay mechanics, but it's more of a battle royale survival one. It's an interesting hybrid. I'll give it that. I liked it.
It is technically categorized in the same group, but yeah, it's not like a traditional MOBA.
I know what you're talking about, though. Hold on. Let me check my library.
Someone in the chat's gonna say it instantly and be like, "Oh yeah, I know what it's talking about because I
Probably.
watch the stream
Yeah,
play it
probably.
all the time." He loves that game. He loves his character that rides the motorcycle and she can't do shit. don't know. I
I still
heard
have
when,
it popped up in my news tab like crazy. Like, oh, here's news for this game. Like, fuck, I haven't played this in 2 years, dude.
I remember the last time he played it. He played as a motorcycle chick, and then like one of the abilities she had was like so horrible, and it didn't make any sense for the fact that she was on a motorcycle. And I just remember
Yeah,
that
for
like
real.
upset him a lot. And I was like, that's MOBAs for you, dude. Sometimes it's just like that.
Did I hear
I remember it, but I
Yeah,
don't know the
welcome
name.
to the club. Eternal Return. That's what it was. I knew it was something Return,
Eternal.
but
Yeah,
because
Eternal. Yeah.
I knew it was something Return, but because Returnal just got on PC recently, I kept getting Returnal in my head, but I knew it wasn't that.
Maybe we're not gonna die.
We're not the most disgusting Max Weeaboo fans. Are you sure about that?
Press X to doubt.
Molly's on the way.
Oh, there's gold up there.
I don't know, Jim.
Enjoy the radiation sickness cheat.
Can you shoot me another one? I had to
Yeah,
take care of
sure.
the crystal because I was getting destroyed.
down it goes? Rock and stone.
Rock and stone.
Are you sure about that?
Brother.
Classic. Alright, good to go.
All right, ready.
This restaurant was nice compared to last night.
Mutants are heading back. Follow them and let's get that drop pod fixed.
Oh, Miguel, can you drill this wall a little bit and make it a little bit more rounded so we can like
It's heading for the drop pod.
have a little bit more space?
Gotcha, buddy. Ooh, pardon me.
All mules secure.
You're a legend, thank you.
Pod working. First,
Pot hands.
a proper connection between the pod and the space rail.
Because it's basically going to form a
nice.
big circle around this point for us to defend. So the more space, the better. And then, do you have the platform upgrade, right, Cal? Where like the bug repellent? Do you have that?
Repels. Yeah.
Yeah, just make it like a little.
Put it
seal
around the
above-
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One platform.
Oh, it doesn't have to span that far. I was just going to say the area that we're defending.
Platform up.
I got a shit ton. We're doing pretty good on ammo, honestly.
Okay. I just know that the bug repellent, the way it works is that it is kind of a formula, and if you cover too much, the bugs will just cut through it anyway.
I see. I'll have to look that up then.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a video on how it works. Basically, it's like Molly uses bug AI, and you can actually test it with that. It's pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Because they try to use the path of least resistance with the bug repellent, they'll take considerations to go around, but if it's like, if you make a complete circle with it, they're just going to cut through the platforms.
Right.
Because they don't want people to cheese, obviously, literally with the cheese platforms.
Zone, or we will lose the connection. We only got one shot
Ah.
at this.
God damn it. Ha!
I looked up Eternal Return and found it's apparently a philosophical concept associated with the Stoic school of thought. How enlightened I am. That's some, like, fucking gorge shit, for sure. That's like 100% you, buddy.
Bro, what?
Some more sodium chloride.
Platform. Like that.
This might be, like, kind of a funny topic, because that kind of makes me segue into something else, like... I tend to do this a lot. I don't know if other people are guilty of this, but for some reason, like, if I don't know the answer, but I think I do, I just fucking bullshit something.
Yeah, it's a bad habit of mine. It's a really bad habit.
Well, like, you know, Allie questioned me on it, and she's like, why do you do that? And I was like, I don't know, I think it's a man thing.
I
It's a
try
really
not
shitty
to.
habit.
I think it's honestly one of those things where we try not to, like, put ourselves in the position where we feel like we're helpless, and we don't know, so we always try to
Yeah,
find an answer.
It's definitely
Yeah,
a
it's a
subconscious thing, because I don't like that I do it, too.
Defense mechanism.
It's like, why do you say things if you don't actually know? And I'm like, I don't know, it's just how I am.
Why are you saying things? You're not making any sense. Job's done.
Now, I mean, I would say for the most part, I have pretty good intuition, and I actually do know a lot of bullshit. And it's actually real and true, but there are times where she's caught me, and she's like, that's not true at all. And I'm like, you know what, you're probably right, but,
Alright, Cheats can be run for office next election.
I'm gonna say.
yeah, that's why there's a lot of male politicians.
Missiles arrived. Connect them to the drop pod by dragging out the charge cable.
I'd have Cheat as president.
I think we
I'd
should
miss
just. I think we should just go ahead and like rip off the band-aid and have Gord as president and just see what happens. We've already had like Trump.
Jesus
I'm not saying
Christ.
that Gord is equivalent. I'm just saying we need a different type of chaos, you know.
I want Secretary of State.
I'll take VP.
Okay.
You know, like the person that has an office, but when do you ever hear about VP anymore, right? They're just there. It's the
I mean-
most important, least important position.
It's very
Sounds about
ceremonial.
right to me. I
more
do
than
that shit
anything.
all the time. Yeah, I kind of prefaces. I'm not sure if this is right, but that's fair. At least you're kind of owning up to the fact that you're saying some bullshit. It's an expression of our pattern recognition and interpolation skills. No one gets our gigabrain sheet.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Well, I will let Allie know that we have indeed confirmed that it's a man. It's a man thing.
yeah, we
I don't
agreed.
think so. Nuh-uh. But
You don't think so?
I'm outvoted. No,
You don't think so?
I don't believe so. I think it's
Fair.
I think it's just more a defense thing. But
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. You know what? Yeah, maybe I'll back out of that vote too, because I think that could be. I've seen it actually happen with any gender. It doesn't have to be a man thing.
Maybe it's like certain personality types.
Yeah, it's more likely that.
It's just really funny how much I do it though sometimes.
Yeah.
just catching you in the act of it.
Well, it's like, you know, I mean, that's what happens when, you know, your partner and yourself are very intelligent, but you tend to make up more bullshit than she does. Like, I've caught her on bullshit like maybe once or twice. Not nearly as much as I have, though.
Balancing factor for each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna zap this one. Let's see. Oh my god, it's melting, and it's getting stunned.
It's a man thing because we have a historically fragile egos and get defensive easily. That might be true for me a little bit. I don't know. I remember seeing like a clip in like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Uncle Phil was talking to Phil about like, Uncle Phil was talking to Will about like, you know, giving directions to somebody when you don't actually know, and it's just like, you know, see, it's like, you know, giving out directions. Like when you ask a woman like, you know, where something is, and she goes, I don't know. See, we don't do that. We just go like, oh sure, it's like 2 2 miles down, and you just make a left. You can't miss it. And it's like, I don't care if he couldn't find his way. He can get lost for all I care. There's some
You
shit
feel
like that.
embarrassed that you don't know, so it just triggers that response automatically.
I feel like it definitely is like,
That you realize.
at least in a societal sense, like males should know and have all the answers or some shit. And it's like, it's probably not like that obviously anymore, but I'm still influenced by that
No,
part of like society.
It still happens a lot. It depends where you live, right? I live in an area where everyone's really old-fashioned, and that's unfortunately still a mindset
Right.
that happens a lot. So now, while it's not the sole factor, like we agree, it's not just a male thing. For males, it's definitely a big factor that goes into the equation, without a doubt. When you say it like that, yeah.
Right.
Oh my.
I'm not gonna turn into a gender talk or anything, but you know, we have our own shit we have to deal with as well.
We live in a society.
It makes for an interesting like research topic. Like you could probably write a term paper on it and stuff.
I would if I had to. I already did that shit.
I'm just saying, it's interesting.
If anyone is in college, take notes. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Like I guess
Probably blow
I guess
people away because half the people in my college wouldn't think about talking about something interesting like that for research.
You can make the thesis like, is it a man thing or not? You know, and it's just like, do men tend to make up bullshit to not feel like they're defenseless or not knowing, or is it really a personality thing? And you can just do research on why it could be this or that.
Yeah, that's true.
You live in society. I'm on house arrest. I can't participate in the society.
Okay, why though?
I've accepted the fact that I'm done and don't know shit, so most people don't expect me to know something. People expect me to know something a lot. That's like kind of unfortunate. I kind of like present myself in a way that I know a lot, and I do, and then there are times where I really don't, but I still try to figure out something. So, I definitely do that, and it's like I'm guilty of it. So
Yeah, and I'm definitely guilty of it at times because, I'm guilty of it. Especially, this is a more specific thing. I'm sure anyone else that works in IT can relate to me on this. Being an IT person, I'm expected. You know, everyone is family, friends. They expect me to know all the answers for IT things. Obviously, that's not the case. No one's perfect at that stuff. Knowing everything in IT is like knowing every single detail of medical diagnoses for different categories in the medical field, even if you're, you know, a specific type of MD, like a pediatrician or something. Like, if you were a pediatrician, people shouldn't expect you to know something about what's wrong with their eyes, right?
right,
But that's not how it works with IT. We don't have specific titles. I mean, there's job titles, right? But no one cares about that when they come to you if they're a family member or a friend asking for help. They just expect you to know the shit.
Right.
And there's so many different things that sometimes I end up bullshitting because I won't exactly know the answer, but like Cheat said, it just causes that automatic response that, you know, I'm not happy. I don't try to do that. I
Well,
don't want to
actually,
do that, but
funny
it ends up
enough,
happening.
it's interestingly enough, IT is so broad, and when it comes to software and hardware and shit like that, it could be a cascade of fucking problems that could be causing your issue. So it's like,
Absolutely.
honestly, making up bullshit is kind of like the profession, to be honest. Because they'll be like, well, it could be this, could be that. We won't really know until we take a good look at it. And it's honestly true. Like, we really won't know until we look at it.
Right, and it's not for lack of trying. I will try, and usually what happens is my bullshit is accompanied by me just straight up saying, yeah, I'm gonna Google this, because I'm not entirely sure. It could be this, but that's at the point where it's like, yeah, IT people Google things too. That's a very real skill to have.
It's just if you're barely computer literate. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, like these boomers who don't know how to use computers, and it's like they expect you to know, like, hey, do you know how to change out my hard drive? Because apparently it went bad. I was just like, some people might, but most of the time I don't. I just know how to use them. I don't know how to diagnose them. I know how to do it, but somebody like Miguel might not know how to do it. You know, it's like, but we both know how to use computers. I was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean we have the same skill sets.
We have 2 scouts.
Very true.
Got 2 scout? Oh, okay. Well, I'll switch to Gunner then, because he's new.
How that happened? Fair enough.
Oh, in the lobby, technically you can still duplicate. You just can't, like, on joining.
What the heck?
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's weird. We'll do minigun.
Time to turn some aliens into thin green paste.
But yeah, that happens sometimes, and it's
Let's
just like,
hit it.
Galaxy's finest.
I'm not perfect at finding things because there's so many different categories of troubleshooting and devices and software problems, and it's just the brain can only hold so much at one time.
Living with that type of masculinity kind of fucked everyone up. Yeah, it's true. IT was infotech. You
did.
thought he was talking about the Myers-Briggs personality test? Yeah.
What the fuck?
We died. I love you guys.
Stop whining!
Yeah, masculinity.
Rock and go.
I don't know if I don't know about other people's situations, but you know, I definitely grew up with that a little bit, so it stays with you.
Right.
Especially particular events that may have negatively impacted you. That shit really stays with you, and it really affects your self-confidence in terms of like just confidence in daily decisions or how you behave around other people, because you know you'll second guess yourself because of shit like that happening in your life when you were growing up.
Right. Somebody hit the... Oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to get it.
The nuclear family in the American dream was the worst thing that happened to America, ironically enough, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's something you read a thesis about too.
you probably could. Yeah.
The ramifications of it, going into detail of what exactly it is, and just the aftershock of it still affecting society to this very day.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, it's a double-edged sword. There's some good things from it too, because it led to a good standard for parenting as well that you don't see a lot nowadays.
hmm
But not without a lot of downsides. It's a very much parental discretion thing. Oh god, I'm close.
I was gonna say that one of the funny things about
Oh god, oh man.
okay, I shielded myself just in
Good
time.
call on the shield though.
Hazard 5 split-second reaction time at work there. Because we were stuck
For
in
real.
goop and we weren't gonna
Thank
get
you.
away.
Jesus.
That was a pretty
Anyway,
gamer
you're
move
saying-
though. The chat stream
Yep.
saw it. Anyway, I was gonna say, like, it does feel good when, like, you know stuff about IT and these, like, older folks don't, and you can help them because it makes you feel useful. Like, I know, like,
Right, it's always satisfying.
the guy that at the old Home Depot I worked at before I transferred,
Fuck.
the electrical guy was, like, really good at electrical because he was a retired electrician, but he did not know about networking or cables and stuff like that. You know, connecting up
Thank
the
you,
internet
sir.
and stuff. Like, he says he knows how to wire up, like, and put in a new outlet and all this other stuff, but, like, when it comes to setting up his router or the new TV or the Apple TV or the Roku, he's just lost. No, it's just like I told him if you ever need help with that stuff, I can help you because I know that stuff, and it's not really super hard. You can honestly teach yourself, but
Hey, can we get a zipline set up towards the bulkhead, please?
yeah, sure.
Just as like an easy way to get up and down from there, since there's a bunch of shit we have to bring up.
That's fucking
Or
shit.
some control, either way, whatever you want. You could do both, even.
It was really funny that one time when I had to help the customer, he actually called me over and
Watch your right, watch your right.
he said that he didn't know like what cable this guy needed to like connect his modem to the wall. And I was like, oh yeah, it's a phone cable. It's just one of these. Like, oh, thank you so much. We were sitting here scratching our eyes at Cat 6 and all that stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's a little confusing, but for the most part, it's a phone cable if it's like AT&T or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, it felt good that I knew how to do that. But then I also helped another customer out figuring out like what he wants to do with like his home wireless situation because he was trying to wire up because he played a lot of Xbox and stuff. And I was like, it's like, yeah, you could either get these covers and run wire all over the place and piss off your girlfriend, or you can get like this thing that we don't sell, but it's pretty expensive, but it comes at the cost of looking a bit nicer. You can get a power line adapter, and I showed them that. They're like, whoa, they're not cheap. And I was like, yeah, but if your girlfriend doesn't want wires running all over the place, it's your best option.
Yep.
Because, you know, I use the power line adapter, and man, they are a godsend. They are so helpful.
Man, I know how to do networking stuff and I still hate it.
Yeah, there's also just that fact.
Wiring is a pain in the ass. I know how to cut Cat 6 and Cat 5e and all that, and I don't like it. My hands are small, and it's extremely hard to do still, so I don't know how the fuck these people that have been doing it like 10 or 20 years with way bigger hands than me do it. I mean, I know practice makes perfect, but still, they're so tiny. And to do it with bigger hands than mine when I'm struggling, I definitely do not like networking. It's probably the type of position I'd want to do the least unless you pay me very well for it.
Well, I would fucking hate to get up like in the rafters and running the wires to like
That too.
fucking like in the store, like they run it up in the literally in the rafters, so you have to like go up with the machine and get it up and down and stuff like that. It's like I can't work with heights, so it's like I wouldn't be able to do that job. I would probably just be an inside tech only if at best.
Everything about networking sucks. That's why a networking job should pay well, and if it doesn't, get the hell out.
Right. Especially with crawl spaces, like people don't understand. Like it's like, oh, there's a crawl space, and it's like I can run it through there, and that'll probably be the best option because it won't be leaving cables all running all over the place. But guess what? Now you got to go underneath the house with all these fucking bugs and dirty shit that they've never cleaned out for years because they never go in the
Yep.
crawl space. that kind of like doubles back on like why like people complain about installs being so expensive these days, and it's like, well, because these fucking people realize they've been doing this shit for decades and they're kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
So they want to get paid more. It's just what it is.
It's a lot of work.
Going underneath a crawl space, or like fucking going in the attic where it's dusty and shit to be able to put in your installation and all that stuff. Like, these people have to deal with all these stuff, and technically workplace hazards in your home that you guaranteed safe access to, which they're still not going to trust because they're going to bring their own precautions, you know?
There was I was at a job fair. It'll probably be the last job fair I go to before I graduate. But there's this one guy. He was a really nice guy, really personable, made a great sales pitch, and he was very straight to the point, but answered questions well. He was in detail, and he's talking about this job where you're doing networking, you're doing cabling, but you're setting up network cabling up in radio towers out. Oh fuck! I ran to Betsy. Oh no.
It was sisters.
Running back to the bulkhead.
Don't worry, I
but
have a minigun.
the thing is that it was a networking job, but you have to go up so many stories up in the air, hanging on a rappel system and shit, while also still doing Cat 5e, cutting and cabling. I'm like,
Yeah, no
and
thanks.
I said to him, like, no disrespect, you're really nice, but you could not pay me enough to do that.
What do you say to that?
No, he was really nice about it. He totally understood, because that is not everybody's thing at all. Even if you know what you're doing, I'm not a heights person.
Even if you weren't
I do
afraid of
not
heights,
like the
that
sound
job
of it.
probably is not like as easy as they make it sound. Because now you're rappelling over like however many stories and then fucking cutting and threading cable. Like, ooh.
That was just like an internship too, and I didn't say this, but I'm thinking you better be fucking paying good for an internship, buddy.
That's the reason why I stopped doing computer engineering, barring the fact that I flunked out. The tiny fucking wires, components with big shaky hands. There's a match made in hell.
There's a reason this stuff pays so much. It's not just the knowledge.
I was getting into computer hardware engineering, but as I thought about it more and like components and stuff like that, it's like maybe I don't want to do that actually.
Oh my god.
And I don't know, it's not completely off the table for me, but I was really thinking, it's like, well, shit. I mean, you know what I do like? I do like the idea of like making yourself safer on the internet with cybersecurity. Plus, these
Betsy's
places.
still around. Careful. Sorry.
Plus, there's like gonna be a boom in cybersecurity because of how like vulnerable our systems are in like every aspect of our lives right now. So
Yeah, there really is.
yeah, it's like people don't take it seriously enough. So it's like, well, maybe I should try that. I don't like coding, but maybe I can force myself to like it. So plus, I get to work from
I can
home.
give you a tip on something to go into if you're interested in that side of IT. AWS, Amazon Web Services, start studying that. That is going to become the next big thing. It's probably like one of the biggest cloud computing services, and it's rapidly growing. More and more businesses are using it. Demand is only increasing, and that's paying at least like $90K a year if you get a good engineer position for that. And you can do a lot of that work remotely. It's all cloud computing and networks, server management, and all that. Very, very interesting stuff. And it only costs $150 to get the cert, take the test to get the cert, which is on the cheap side for IT certifications, really.
Ah, 150. That's not bad at all.
Everything like A+ and stuff pushing like at least moving to 300 nowadays, just for one attempt.
Yeah, but at least if you get that certification, like that really helps a lot.
It does help, and it's a necessary evil, but I'm
Yeah.
just using it for a comparison.
Right? But it's
Not
like
getting
nowadays these
cheaper.
places want the certifications and also your fucking degrees. So it's like, well, what the fuck? It's like if I literally
That's
taught
like what we
myself,
getting a
shouldn't
degree
that?
for.
It was like I literally taught myself how to get the certification. What the fuck do I need a degree for? I wouldn't get
Right.
this. What? I wouldn't need the degree. Yeah, I don't understand it. It's like I don't understand how you can get certified and then be like, well, you don't have a bachelor's. It's like, yeah, but I have the certifications.
Experience will always be king, though. It's just trying to get into a job where you can build that experience up, because then it starts snowballing
Right.
as far as IT is concerned.
Yeah.
Also, there's the issue of a lot of colleges do this. I know my college does this, and I can't fathom why because it's very contradictive to that established, unfortunate workplace logic of wanting certifications with your degree. Where my college program, despite being a trade-focused school, doesn't offer any certifications as part of our curriculum, which it really should. You know,
The fuck, it's a
I remember
trade
I went
school,
to-
though, right?
yeah, I went to Votech in high school, and in senior year, you actually studied off of the A+ book. And at the end of the year, they gave you a voucher to take the test and get your certification for free. There's only one voucher, only one try, but if you studied, then you could get A+ for free before you even graduated high school. I'm in college at a trade school now, and they offered no certification vouchers at all. And
Oh,
I'm going to
geez.
be graduating this spring, and it's just... That's... When I say it out loud, it's as ridiculous as it sounds that that's offered by a completely free, you know, vocational school in high school level, but not by a college that I'm paying at least $9,000 a semester for.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. What the fuck?
That should be more of a standard, especially in trade schools.
Yeah, especially in trade, because you go to trade for that trade-off, like, literally. Like, you're not wasting your time on a degree, and you're going directly to school for the one thing you want to do.
Right.
I mean,
Which
it's still going
that's-
to be an associate's degree, but still.
Right? And then there's that whole other debate about, like, trades versus traditional four-year colleges, which we're not going to get into. But it sounds like from these days, especially now, since trades are in such low supply, might be the way to go.
That's what I was banking off of, logically going after an associate's degree, because I know a few people that are going to be continuing to go for a bachelor's degree, a few of my classmates, but I would like to hopefully not require that, because my plan is exactly like I was describing: get a good job, and I have a bunch of people that are interested in hiring me, and
That's good.
get a good job, yeah, thank you, and build the experience, and then, you know, it just snowballs from there. You know, try to get a certification here and there. Primarily, I'm going to be shooting for, I'm thinking probably A+ and that AWS certification. I have an interest in security as well, so I might get, you know, Security Plus, but, you know, that's about it. I want to try and focus and not feel like I need to get 100 certifications, hopefully.
Yeah. I just hate the idea that, like, honestly, like, I guess we're going to get into this, but for your fucking colleges, a lot of them are just there to fucking milk you.
I feel like it's a trap. I'm
It-
always...
Well, I was, like, doing it for, like, a little bit, and I was like, why am I doing these? I literally, like, I was done with high school, and I was like, I got into it, and I was like, why am I doing these fucking topics and classes again? Except in slightly more detail this time. Like, why am I doing it again? Like, what is this giving me? I'm not even gonna fucking get into these degrees. And then I
Another
just
thing I
thought
feel like
about it,
getting
and I
a-
was like, oh,
Yeah.
I get it, because they're trying to fucking get more tuition money out of me.
Yep. The only thing I feel like a bachelor's degree gets you is it gets you in the job you might like in a faster amount of time. Like, say you want to work government, right? Because I have a friend, and I'm not ripping on him at all. He's really happy in his position, so the path he chose was perfect for him, and it worked out for him. But he did a bachelor for 4 years for networking, and that's all he learned for 4 years, right? Networking shit drilled into his head. You know, the OSI model, all that shit. He knows it like the back of his hand, practically. And he immediately basically got a job in DC after he graduated, and he's been moving up and working positions there, and last I heard he was shooting for a position something like NASA. So I mean,
That's
Good
good.
shit.
you can do
Great.
pretty good with that, right? Like, it can fast track you to position you like. But in my view, and again, not ripping on him at all, I think with associates and built up experience and certifications, you can get to that position as well. You just won't get it right away. It'll take some more time, but I
And you
think
can always
it's
go
still
back to
possible.
school. And sometimes your
Yeah.
jobs will even provide that for you. Like, they'll be like, hey, you
That
know,
too.
we'll pay for you to get your bachelor's. You know,
That
it's like...
too.
So it's like, why are we wasting time with all these fucking core classes if all I want to do is just this one thing?
Gen Eds are a massive, massive waste of time, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, holy shit. college gave me that too. It's like, yeah, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, why am I wasting time on these core classes? I don't need to learn about this shit anymore. Like, I'm done with it. Like, I literally just was done. And I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna reevaluate.
That's understandable.
But it's like, I'm not gonna do, like, fucking another 2 years of this shit and then maybe get started on my degree. Because not only that, but the program that I was on a like, engineering thing. So it was, like, 2 years there, and then I could transfer to, like, another school. It was gonna be a 6-year program. It's like, why don't I just do 4 years? It's like, I could have just applied to the technical college directly, and it might have had a better chance, to be honest. Like, I don't understand.
And that sucks, because then when you're doing a 6-year program, you start to feel that trap of, well, I came this far, why not do a master's?
Right.
Because there's nothing for 6 years. It's intentionally designed like that. There's nothing for 6 years, because then it's designed to make you feel like, well, you should do a master's if you went that far.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
You don't. I
years of
wouldn't
debt.
even gotten an associate's at 2 years, like, because all I had was
Sunk
general
time
ed,
cost.
like literally nothing.
It's
It's just so
oh god.
stupid.
I have to remind me to show you a really funny video I saw earlier today. You'd probably get a kick out of this because it's actually related to the topic. It's a
love how-
shit post, but it's really funny.
Yeah, I love how I said I wasn't gonna get into this, but then again, it's like we're playing Deep Rock, we're chilling, we're brain rotting. It's like, what else are we gonna talk about? I guess so. Fuck it.
Yeah, we're just chilling. This is discussion hour at Go to Bed Cast. We're gonna cover everything. Well, not
Yeah, I should
everything,
change. I should change it to just chatting and Deep Rock if possible.
if possible.
I know we're definitely being slower on the objective a little bit, but you know what? It's fine. It's just Hazard 3. I'm not gonna care.
God bless her scout being extremely patient with me, especially waiting for platforms.
Also,
Thank you.
this is also kind of a shit seed too. It's like, holy shit, these fucking platforms.
Yeah,
Or not the
this area
platforms, but
sucks.
like where the fucking
was
aquariums are
gonna say-
located are pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty poopy. Did I put platform? Yeah, I put. This is Jada's over there too.
Oh, the trophy's here. But yeah, it's like 4-year general education universities are like, holy shit, maybe you should reconsider. It's like, if you don't, like, okay, there's some people that have said like, oh, well, it's great if you don't know what you want to do. And it's like, great. It's like you get a bachelor's degree in something, I suppose. Whatever you decide for the last 2 years. So it's not completely wasted, but it's like, I don't know. I think it's like kind of like the education system just kind of failing us as a whole in the U.S. It's like they're not prepping anyone out of high school to like figure out what these people want to do. They're not giving enough of that, you know.
What's the definition of insanity? You spend a good part of high school learning a bunch of shit that's not going to apply to real life instead of learning how to do something important like your taxes or cooking more or taking care of yourself at home and stuff like that.
Right.
And then you get into college, you're doing the same shit instead of actually learning
How to be
stuff
a
that's
functional
important to your
member of
career.
society, exactly. Important to your career and also how to function on your own. Like,
I know this is a lukewarm take. Yeah, everyone's probably seen this spat around a bunch, but I'm firmly with that take of, like I said, school, especially high school at a base level, should be teaching you functional things like Cheat said, how to do your taxes, writing checks, understanding, building credit, things like that, cars, car insurance.
Yeah.
the stuff that you
How to
have to
change a
deal with
tire.
like fresh out of fucking high school.
And this is another take, and some might disagree with me on this, but I think even learning how to drive a car should be part of high school. Not like the DMV program should be integrated into it, but there should be like a voucher for services, and that should be part of the curriculum in some way. And the only reason it's not is because America is still sticking by this mindset of, oh well, driving a car is a luxury. It's not a privilege. Bull fucking horse shit. It's a luxury. Let's be real here. It's not a luxury. It's practically a requirement. Unless you
Yeah,
live in like a New York City or something where you don't want to drive, you're better off walking if
Right.
you're not in a bad part of town.
Right.
But otherwise, you need a car.
Yeah, you need a car because
Work
we've
expects you to have a car.
yeah, they expect you to get there, honestly. It's really not even you having a car. So,
But how are you gonna get there if you can't just keep depending on people for rides because they have their own lives too,
right.
So in the fact that it's treated as if it's a luxury still, both in terms of, you know, people getting educated on it and the amount of money you have to pay. Well, I'm not gonna get into the money part, but yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, it's kind of funny that like that's also just a failure of us as a society integrating more public transportation. I actually learned
Oh yeah,
very recently that we were actually going to get a bus system like where I used to live, in like the
yeah.
like this weird suburb outside of Atlanta, but people voted against it because they didn't want minorities to be able to get around in the neighborhoods, which
Oh
I
my
thought was
God.
fucked up because I was like, really? Because they said they were trying to keep the riffraff out, like because they're gonna come to our homes and
gotta be
stuff, and I'm like,
fucking
that's
kidding
like they're
me.
not coming to your homes. They want to go to the fucking Walmart.
And their jobs.
Yeah, and their jobs. That's all they need the bus for. They don't give a shit about your fucking house. Not even worth 300,000 on the market. Why would they care? But yeah, I heard
I know,
that, and I was like, oh my god. And it's like that makes so much sense because I was like,
That's-
what the fuck? Where I used to live, like there was a bus system, and it's like, why do we not have it here? Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Shit like
I mean,
that.
you look at it. Yeah, absolutely, and that's a good point you brought up because I didn't even think about that part. You shouldn't even have to be at that point with the cars because you look somewhere, you look at a bunch of the smaller countries in the EU like Austria or Germany, something like that. They have sufficient public transport. They have these really good trains that go way faster than the ones we have here on average because we just want to milk people as much as possible, both their time and money, versus you go take a train or any kind of public transport in somewhere like Austria, it's just twice as good. There's much more coverage. They're much faster. They don't cost nearly as much. It costs like nothing to go halfway across the country by train in Austria.
Right.
I know it's a
Right.
small country compared to US, but I'm just saying that's still a lot of distance. I don't know the exact amount right off the top of my head, but
The country's
It's
so much
sad.
smaller over there. So.
Also, riffraff usually comes in cars. It's true. Like, and it was funny because when the person was telling me that, like, she was a older black woman, very educated and stuff. She's like, the funny thing is that they were voting on is that they were the riffraff themselves, and I was like, yeah, they are. But I didn't know
don't get me
that.
started.
I was like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, because we don't want the minorities to be able to get around our suburbs and see our houses and stuff. And it's like, first off, the buses aren't even going to go to the suburbs. They're going to go right outside of it. So who gives a shit? Like, the bus is there for the metropolitan areas, like the areas where like the Walmart is and all that stuff. The suburbs are like way disconnected, and it's done that way on purpose. It's so stupid.
gotta find his two quirks. Someone's pinging something. Did I not have that platformed? There's a platform there.
In high school, there was a guy named Riff Raff. That's all I got.
That's it. I'm like, and?
Yep, that's it.
And that's it. That's the bit.
That's all she wrote.
It's your freaking nature.
You want the rest? It's still in early access. It comes out in about like 2 years.
Inventory is full.
Yeah, it's just, ugh. I don't understand. It's like we're just shooting ourselves in the foot over and over with all these different things because it's not
Blowing your
right.
leg off with a shotgun. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like, come on. It's like, just let us have a better society. Like, what's the big deal? It's like your values are not going to get impacted. Not as hard as you think they are, because they really won't be. I think I
Yeah,
found
really.
the last quark. Thank goodness.
Good shit. Do you need a platform?
No, I need to get back up with zip lines. I might need cover.
Okay.
I'm getting constant spawns right now. We're
Yeah, I
taking
see
way
it
too
down there.
long.
I'm coming. Yeah, the game's like, hurry up!
Yeah, there is actually an enrage mechanic where this game, like, if you take too long on this mode, like, the waves are just endless. Luckily, it's only Hazard 3, so it's not that bad, but if it was Hazard 5, we'd be getting, like, constant, just massive swarms. And it
Always
starts
goes
usually,
back to Wario Land 4.
right? Oh, yeah.
Hurry up!
God, now I'm thinking of that fucking meme where, like, someone was arguing in the background on the Wario Land game was, like, left up on stream, and they forgot to turn off the stream, and It was just the Wario. I think it was like Wario Land 4 music.
Good music.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about? It's like a stupid. It's
I
like,
do not.
oh man, it's so funny. It was like,
Honestly.
I think it was a mom and a son arguing about like a brother doing something. And it was just like, it was a pause screen and it was a Wario Land theme just going on for like 20 minutes.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was like a really heated argument and really fucked up and sad. And it like became like a huge meme because they forgot to turn off the stream or mute the stream. And
Oh God.
I bet you in chat somebody knows what I'm talking about. I just don't remember who was the streamer that did it. It was definitely a speedrunner though. I do remember that.
Here we go.
Max would know if he was here because he references it a couple times.
Yeah, I
Thought it
hope
was-
it's not the one I just watched at GDQ a couple times, like a couple events ago. That'd be really awkward.
No, not that. I vaguely remember this. I bet
Well,
you I
not
could
the
find
runner,
it.
I mean. Because she was running Wario Land 4.
No. It was definitely a Wario Land game. Let me see.
Or he. Damn, this seed really does suck. Everything is just MIA. Oh, nice. We can finally get the hell out of this.
Okay, just hit the button as soon as I get it in.
Secondary objective completed.
This time.
Oh, tell me twice.
Einhand launched. We're picking up heavy activity in the vicinity, so hold the line until the escape pod arrives.
Oops. Don't worry about it.
Miguel fell a little too hard. No dwarf left behind, Miguel.
Rock and stone.
Once I get past this wave of like 10 exploders.
Pew pew.
No way in hell we're leaving you, boy.
Oh, thanks guys. Roly poly.
Jesus!
Thanks guys.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those like vertically generated caves. It's huge
Sucks.
horizontally and huge vertically. It could have been much worse though, so I don't think it was that bad. It just, of course, it was a 10 aquarks, and 10 aquarks when they give you like 11 on the map always sucks.
Alright, fire burst is down. Damn. Alright. That was a fun little side adventure.
Thanks guys. I wouldn't be here without you. Literally.
No problem.
No
Oh,
problem.
thanks, my friend. I'm dying. I need a medic bag.
I need a medic.
Supply pod launched. Better stand back. Drop pod inbound. Stand clear.
Smell out of my arm.
Heyday funny moments.
Drop pod arrived and waiting for takeoff.
I need to get that mod for this game where Molly's like noises moving around are replaced by the Squidward footstep noises.
Oh my god. That sounds hilarious.
And then the small mules and salvage operations have it just higher pitched and faster.
Moving dirt is the best way to make a
Oh shit. Can anyone get Miguel, or do I have to go get him?
I'm already at the drop pod. We could try to come back though.
Okay, I'll go and get him.
Are you closer?
Yes, I'm already going up the zip line.
Oh,
Oh,
you're not that close there.
Oh,
Coming.
hold on. I got another zip line going.
Oh fuck, yeah, that zipline fucked me up now. Didn't think I'd get stopped.
No
Howdy,
dwarf left
Chief.
behind.
Thanks, fellow dwarf.
At least within reason. Hazard 3, it's definitely not that hard. Hazard 5, it's sometimes every dwarf for himself.
Get on your feet, soldier. We are leaving.
Oh, thanks, buddy. How do I type in chat?
Hit enter.
Oh, thank you.
Rockety rockin' stone.
Rockin'
Current objective: survive. I like that one.
That took us like way too long, but you know what? We were having deep conversations, so it's okay.
Deep,
Kitchen
deep
table talks.
conversation, Galactic.
No dwarf left behind. See extended manual for conditions where this rule may not apply.
Oh my god.
When Hazard 5 and there's a bulk detonator right on top of the dwarf and all these other bugs, and it's like you don't want to lose the loot, so it's like fuck it, I'm sorry, dwarves. You guys make it
Our
back
dwarf left
eventually.
behind, but we ain't wiping.
We ain't losing the mission, that's for sure.
The good thing is there really isn't a penalty if people get left behind. This game is extremely lenient for a co-op game.
It's
You
just
don't die if you're down.
it's just an etiquette that they kind of force, or they kind of like encourage, but it's not forced, because the only thing you miss out on is survival gold bonus. It's not even like EXP or anything you're missing out on.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, well, I was mistaken then. Hey, classic example of the bullshitting something you don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's just
I
survival
wasn't
gold
sure, and I
bonuses.
just meant like, all right, well, you don't really lose anything. And she's like, well, actually, you do lose.
You lose like a tiny bit. You lose a little bit of gold, and that's
Oh
it.
man,
And it's negligible how much gold you lose.
didn't even realize that I did it. Fucking hell. All right, I'm gonna be right back. 1 second, I gotta get some water.
Not a problem. I want to be right back too, actually. Let me get a drink because I'm thirsty. I will be right back, folks.
Thirsty.
All right, folks, and we are back. Or at least I'm back. I don't know if Cal's back. Are you there, Miguel?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, we're just waiting on Cal. Low key want some cereal, but I already brushed my teeth. Just get some cereal and brush your teeth again. Work harder, not smarter.
Smooth.
Circling back to like, you know, how college, like, or at least general education colleges, universities, and stuff like that try to waste your money. You know, I was thinking, who are you and who are so wise in the ways of science? Yeah. You know, I was thinking about it. It's like, you know, especially like, and I don't mean to trash on history. Like, history is important. We should know it. But it's like, am I really going to fucking use that piece of information during my interview for my fucking cybersecurity job at Delta? As like, is you're going to randomly ask me, do you know who the fucking the Duke of Austria was in 1852? Like, no, I actually don't. I was like, well, I'm sorry. We only qualify candidates who actually know that shit. So, very important part of our curriculum.
Got this far into the interview process and everything, and nope.
Nope. And you know, it's like shit like that. Like the history taught in school is kind of bullshit. That's the other thing, is that's depending on who fucking wrote the books, might actually be bullshit. So, you know.
Yeah, there was a discussion about like how the curriculum should be a thing like just abstract things like science and math or stuff for like skills when you do get into the workforce.
Yeah, like science and math, those are useful. Like we should definitely learn those.
Or automobile repair. So you know,
Yeah, that would
if
be
you,
fucking
if you ever
helpful.
get out of, that'd be a job to have if you ever get out of high school. So,
Right.
and America loves its cars. So,
Honestly, when it comes to that, I heard cars are like so intrinsically simple, or at least they were. It may no longer be the case going forward in the future, but mechanical engineering and stuff like that is actually not hard at all. But you know, depends what you ask, I suppose. But I heard it's like, you know, obviously, like, you know, because people always complain. I think Jurox made that comparison where like somebody was like bragging. It was like some fucking boomer saying, "Oh yeah, I know how to turn on I know how to work these computers. I've seen the inside of a hard drive." Like, sir, why did you break your hard drive? Because for anyone who doesn't know, you're not supposed to be able to see the inside of the hard drive. It is just a closed box with a disk inside of it that spins. There's nothing to see unless you're actually tearing a hard drive apart.
Okay, I'm back.
It's funny. It's like I knew that even though despite like not knowing much about computer components, but I generally did know that a hard drive is really just a spinning disk with an optical drive in it, and you know, and then there was this guy who was complaining to Jurox about like, what do you mean it's going to cost this much? I've fixed airplane engines. I know what to do. And it's just like, sir, an airplane engine is a lot more simpler than a computer motherboard. Less points of failure, and you know, if something's wrong with an airplane engine, it's probably like one of three things. Whereas with a computer, it'd be 10 different things. Yeah. Anyway.
At least.
and
Oh, yeah.
all these things are equal. So,
Right. Think about the bills that are like how they talk when the big companies really supported the national regime. Yeah. Workers got shot at because they wanted to work a bit less. Yeah. That's why they hung pandas. Oh, God. Yeah, see, I was going back to the history topic, and I was basically talking about, like, you know, you missed this, Kyle, where, like, you know, do I really need to know who the fucking Duke of Austria was in fucking 1852? Is, like, that going to be on the fucking applying for Delta as a cybersecurity consultant or something like that? Like, why do I need to know that? Like, for, like, the third fucking time in a row this year.
Yeah, that information is only relevant if you're either A, going to end up wanting to teach it yourself, or B, studying to, you know, you want to be a professor in academics in some regard of that and get a doctorate.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, history for that. You know, I have someone who he's he's an academic and he's a professor in Russian related stuff, so he's obviously going to be expected to, and he does know a lot about Russian history and everything, and he has very good knowledge given on recent events because of his extensive knowledge of shit like that. But otherwise, yeah, it's kind of useless.
Right.
If you want to do it for fun on your time, that's fine, but education-wise,
I don't know. Teachers always say
very,
it's
very
like
niche.
we need to know history so we don't keep repeating it, and it's like, I mean, we do repeat it just in different like coats of paint. Like,
Well, I think it's right. So that's a different. We're getting into potato and potato there, right? Because
right.
do I think it's important to care about who the third Duke of Austria was? No. Do I think it's important to know about major events in history that were terrible and you don't want to repeat it, and it should be things that we make sure we don't forget about, like World War II or something like that? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's good general knowledge to learn.
Right. Or the civil protest against
Time to fight volley.
racism and stuff like that. Oh wait.
Yep.
Looks like we're still repeating that part. We haven't got quite past that just yet. Fine. Maybe someday. Probably not in our
Yeah, really.
lifetime. I think for the most part, most
Yeah.
of us can agree war is bad. Maybe. But we can't agree to, like, not want to hate each other because of who we are. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's something I have no possible logic I can think of for that besides just we are really good at hating each other for no good reason, and that's something that's hard-coded. That doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be. We could break it at any time, but
I
keep
basically
sticking around.
I basically simplify it as, like,
We have someone
the ones that, like, used to be in complete power want to keep that power. That's really what it is. Like, the white man used to have all this control over the minorities, and they want to keep it. They don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
So they keep viewing the minorities as lesser, and they do it on purpose. So that way people won't have to take them as seriously. It's just a tactic that's been done forever. For the past 200 years, and it's going to probably keep going for another, I'd say another 200.
light us
Yep.
up.
It's very unfortunate.
There are bigger conversations that
feeling,
come
Miguel?
from history than just teaching
Trying
it
it
in
to
the
the
most
platform.
objective way. Yeah.
Never felt better.
I think she got that already.
Yeah, I did. Thank you, though.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate your effort. Because if we didn't have a scout, that's what
Yeah.
you would have to do.
That'd be the thing to do, yeah. That's the second best thing.
This is a good podcast. I know, right? Honestly, Deep Rock is
mean-
definitely a good, like, background for, like, a podcast.
The rate we talk, we might as well start a fucking podcast, dude, honestly.
Yeah. Do I want to get into that oversaturated market, though? And we've already done it once and failed.
It's not really a market, though. It's kind of just something you do for fun. to me
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true.
I mean,
Just like what we're doing right
let's
now.
be honest, we're in a saturated market right now.
Yeah, exactly. And we're just doing this for fun, so it wouldn't be that much different.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I would argue that we don't need a podcast because we have the streams.
Get this mission rolling. Drill toes are operational and
You could say that, but if we're playing, we have to either like play a game that's, and even when we're playing a game that's chill like this, when we're getting really into discussion, we totally derp out on the actual gameplay.
I mean,
It's really easy to lose track.
stream where you talk is just a podcasting stream, so if anything, just have some fun and talk. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's basically what I'm going with. I guess with like a podcast, you can kind of make it a little bit more structured, right? But
Yeah, but we could do more streams like this. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
we kind of already have that down, honestly, because we definitely do it for like, reveal nights, like E3 and stuff like that. And, oh, not E3 anymore, but
I can't ever make those because half the time it's in the fucking middle of the day they do this shit because they prioritize that for people that live in Japan or something. I don't know.
well, I mean, you're not missing anything at E3 because the big three aren't going to be there anyway. So Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony all pulled out. So
Six.
Really, that's hilarious.
that's why I was literally asking, like, in the chat, like, a while ago. I was like, so what's going to be the point of E3 again? PC games?
Probably.
I mean, it's like when you have your own, like, platform for it, like, you know, PlayStation Experience, the Xbox, I don't know what they call theirs, and then Nintendo Direct, like, what the hell do you need E3 for? And honestly, it's like a little bit more convenient for the fans, because it's like, I would say, like, as somebody who used to watch a lot of E3s and get really excited for it, there were definitely times where it's like, you would see one presentation, like an Xbox, like, one year, and they didn't show off anything good, and you're just waiting for Nintendo. You know, that's frustrating. So it's like the Directs are
Right,
just
they
much
want to have
nicer.
something ready.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they could do it on their own terms now if they do it themselves, so they could have something better prepared instead of having to have something ready by a deadline, which that happens plenty enough in the video game industry. We don't need to have it with presenting materials to be released, really.
Right.
There's enough crunching for just getting the game released itself.
Right.
Don't make them crunch to get something ready to present.
Did you see that shit, Pog? I mean, that's what it is now. But like E3 is like, we kind of like held it up as like a pillar stone of like the gaming community, and it's like, okay, well, if E3 was bad this year, that means it's going to be a bad year for video games. That's kind of how we turned it into. So, you know, nowadays we're just kind of avoiding that. I think honestly it's probably for the better, but it does kind of suck for like the people who organize that event, because it's like, well, shit, what are they going to show off now?
Well, I think it's important to keep in mind that E3's been around a good bit, even before it became a ritual for all those major companies to have big game reveals and shit. So I think they'll find a way to manage. You know, there's a lot of other companies still, and there's a lot of more indie stuff. And, you know, there's technology and everything. You know, it's electronic entertainment expo. It's in the title. It's not just video games. So,
Right.
You know, that's a big chunk of it. Yeah, but
Yeah, that's true.
it could give them an opportunity to have a fresh new perspective instead of just being known as big game reveal event.
Flares up.
Over here!
Have a
That's
bit more
not what it
prestige
always-
behind it.
Yeah,
Light is up.
exactly.
See you, suckers.
We'll see though. I'm curious.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, there we go. Looking for fossils, because I realized we have a fossil secondary, so it's like, shit, I gotta actually pay attention.
If you've seen any new platform, let me know, because I'm honestly zoning half the pings out. It kind of be like that.
Hello.
We're just so focused on talking. Sometimes this just happens, but
Well, that and, you know, pings get spammed a lot in this game, so you start to get numb to what's actually pinging, what's someone just fucking around.
yeah, like a mushroom. Or like we're rich.
Mushroom,
Lighting up.
mushroom, shut up already.
Lighting.
Yeah, he like surprised me when he got like angry that first time I heard him say that. I was like, holy shit.
That's such a good Easter egg. It's not such an anti-Rocket Galactic if you're not making Mission Control reconsider his career decision.
Right? Yeah, and who said it? But to be fair, those individual presentations still kind of happen around E3 anyways. Yeah, it's the E3 season anyways. It's like, yeah, that's true. They might have their presentation like a month after, maybe even a month before, and it's like, they'll have control of what they showcase. They don't have to wait behind another person's presentation.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting.
good point. Good to go?
Let's rock and stone
I think we're good to go.
with me!
A marvelous piece of engineering.
Here we go.
I remember when someone was like,
Oh.
I still remember like one of my favorite moments, like when Sony didn't have anything to show during their experiences, that somebody like heckled in the crowd, and he's like, if you don't want to be here, there's a door. Like, he literally said that.
What? I have to look that up. I've never
I
seen
think
that.
I don't remember the exact moment, but somebody heckled because there wasn't anything to show during the experience. Really, it was kind of like a slow like year for PlayStation because they didn't have anything big. And somebody heckled, and I think the entertainer, like the host, I think, like one of the big wigs from like PlayStation was like, if you don't want,
That's
it's like there's a door right there.
hilarious.
Like you don't have to be here.
That's so unhinged. I love that.
It's true though. It's like you shouldn't heckle. Like just because they're not showing off anything, just leave. Don't heckle.
Yeah, no one likes
Yeah.
a heckler.
Don't be rude.
Very rude.
I mean, I'll admit it was definitely a deadening
Is that a
presentation. But
pickaxe overcharge? Oh my god, we're gonna have to come back for that.
and you know what I did when I got bored? I just closed the stream. What happens?
Well, if someone's gonna go out of the way to spend money, whether they're staying there at a hotel or if they live in the area, but to spend money just to even get an event like that, because those are not cheap, and a lot of them, especially the big ones, are very selective.
Hmm.
And you're gonna be a dickhead. You have to really think about what you're doing, because why would you go there and go through all that trouble and then act like a fucking prick about it? Like, you should expect things to not always be what you like
Right.
if you're in an audience for that. And if you don't like that, why are you even there?
Yeah, exactly. You could just walk out. If you don't
Bit
like the
of
movie,
clown.
just fucking walk out.
Bit of a clown move,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, that's the reason why that guy, like, he got mad. And he's like, there's a door if you don't want to be here. Like, yeah, I'm putting it a little bit more harshly. Like, he didn't actually was that blunt, but that's basically
it's
what
true.
he's saying.
Like you said, it's true. It's a whole expo. There's a bunch of other presentations and panels and booths across the whole expo going on. No one's forcing you to sit here, buddy.
Right.
Put platforms up in the room where I find stuff for us.
Thing keeps breaking down.
The only thing it was is that on general hype around the E3 week, that multiple unrelated showcases just doesn't manage. Yeah. I mean, PC Gaming Festival
Fair.
or PC whatever will still be pretty good, I'm sure. But
Right.
at least they'll still have that
Oh.
going for them because E3 is really the only place to present it, I think.
Devolver will probably be there.
Yeah.
Unless they pull that out.
I don't think Devolver will pull out. I mean, there's no reason for them to really not to. They do great presentations and great advertisement for the company. Unless
They'll
they
say
really...
they'll pull out as a shit post and not actually do it because they're just gonna do it because everyone else is doing it for fun.
they can make it into a bit. God, their fucking
They would.
presentations are so good.
I could see that being a bit. Yeah, hi, we're dropping at V3 because apparently that's a new cool thing to do and we got the memo late.
I need a resupply.
I ordered a resupply.
Hang in there. Supplies are on the way.
Oh, the resupply. 3 more fossils. We'll probably find more in our lap back.
Ammo taken.
They're probably in here. I just can't see them. So that's why I'm going to get a resupply to get more flares.
Oh, you're out of flares. Fair enough. Flare enough.
Lighting.
Flare enough.
Flare
Oh,
on.
there's Neutra.
Let there be light.
Damn, that's the zip line, alright. Man's got a whole subway system set up. Speaking of public transportation. Oh, there's a fossil right here. You missed it.
Oh, well, thank you for being my extra set of eyes. Where's
Oh,
it
not
creeping?
you, the gunner. He had his zip line set up, and at the top of the placement, there was a fossil right next to it.
Oh,
Damn.
classic tunnel visioning.
Lighting up.
Happens, it happens. 2 more.
Uh-oh.
Ludicrous speed.
That could be worse.
Sets speed to
Anyone
ludicrous
who buys a
speed.
ticket to E3 gets drafted into the Battle Royale. Winner gets the car that's always on stage.
Yeah, I
Oh,
wonder
boy.
if Xbox is gonna do something like that again now if they're pulling out, because I remember every time they have a Forza reveal or something, and they have some crazy car on stage. Last time it was the McLaren.
Huh.
Actually, no, last time I think they had a DLC for the previous one, and it was not last time, the year before last time, because I actually don't think they did anything last time. They changed it up, but the year before that, they had a DLC. It was a Lego DLC for 4, and they had a McLaren Senna made completely out of Legos on stage, which was pretty cool. I don't know how you do that, but they did it.
Even the boring shows were kind of fun because they were so boring. The idea of falling asleep during a PC gaming show, only to wake up 4 hours later and they're still on, and they've looped back to the game you've seen before and fell asleep somehow. Yeah, like you went back in time for some reason. That's fair. Like, I do think that shit's funny. Remember the PC shaming
Look at
show that
Optimus.
Austin left halfway through and he gave permission through Parsec to take control of the stream and it didn't work, so we had to keep going?
Oh my god. Alright, I'm getting the... Oh no, he doesn't get platform.
Nah, he's just pinging it for general. Like, hey, more ammo, why not? Because we have an
I'm grabbing
objective
the-
too. Or,
Hey, you're already ahead of me.
we have a pickaxe overcharger. We'll come back for it.
Oh yeah. We're sitting pretty. We'll definitely get that on the way back.
This party started.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh boy.
Molly, over here! I've located the drill dozer. The Heartstone is hard.
I'm gonna get my own drill.
Does it come in black? It's funny, I was just talking about how we like using the black camos on our stuff earlier at the start of the stream.
Right?
Shotgun!
And I'm using a shotgun.
Has begun cracking the armorer's shell. If you lose the dozer, you lose the mission. So guard it well against any hostiles.
You got it, boss.
Supply pod launched. Better stand back.
You know, I know
Sure
people don't
thing,
like that
okay,
caretaker
channel.
fight,
Keep the dozer
but
safe.
people don't like this mission type either. And I really don't understand why.
I don't mind this one.
I think it's because people said that it was too long and that the last part of the fight is like too hard sometimes, and like especially on the higher difficulties, Hazard 5, like this shit gets kind of nuts. But
Yeah.
I don't
believe
mind
it.
it. I like the idea of like, you know, you're on this fucking huge drill and you're drilling your way to this fucking huge chunk of rock that's sentient, and you have to crack it open to get the heart for management for whatever fucking reason. Like, we're never told why we do this shit. We just gotta do it. Like,
Need to know basis, pal, as always.
but it's like I love the aesthetic of just riding this huge tank essentially and just drilling our way through. I think that's like so cool. I thought it was like the coolest mission type when I first started playing this game.
It's fun. It's a nice change of pace.
And it's like this mission type is basically just gather nitro, shoot the fuck out of things. That's it.
This game has done a really good job with adding new mission types because they add a lot of variety without feeling over-encumbering.
Right.
The only time and this is not to the fault of the developers really, it's just players not doing mechanics ever, is the corporate sabotage or whatever with the raid boss, because that can be rough. But again, that's not really to the fault of developers, it's just people not using their eyes for some reason.
I mean, really what it is just people don't want to put in the work to prep the terrain, and people don't want to put in the work to, like, kill the ads. They just want to fight the boss and just be done with it.
At any cost.
Yeah. Oh,
Which-
fuck.
Which is like, I understand that sentiment, but it's like, sometimes you gotta do something that's a little bit tougher, and that's okay. Like, that's not a big deal. Like, basically, I have the get good attitude, so.
50% through, team. Drill dozer is
I mean, they did nerf industrial sabotage a lot. It used to be much worse.
upon you.
It really
I
did.
didn't know that.
Yes, it's a lot easier now. Like, the robots themselves don't do as much damage. I think the tentacles do less damage now, too.
Someone
And-
take out that menace, please.
I got it. And
Absolutely destroying Porteretta. Thank you.
then the actual cave lanes in the Sabotage are much shorter now. They used to be like stupid long, which I agree, like that stuff was definitely superfluous. And then apparently there's like a rare version of it where there's only one generator you have to knock out. Which I've yet to see, but that would be nice. Only having one power generator and then you just fight the boss. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I would honestly argue, like, if people keep complaining about it, just make that the standard. There's just one power generator, you knock out the shield, and that's it. Then you fight the boss.
That'd be nice.
I don't know. And it's like, you know what the other big thing was? Is that they made it to where Industrial Sabotage, you can get them on promotions and assignments now, and Elite Deep Dives. And, yeah, just regular Deep Dives, too. And there was literally a point where, like, when they first did that, it was like fucking, like, every other week there was a freaking Industrial Sabotage.
You're dreading it.
Yeah, and it was like, there was actually memes on the subreddit for a while. It's like, the beatings will continue until everyone gets good. There was actually, I remember this one. There was an infamous one. There was an Elite Deep Dive with 2 Industrial Sabotages. There was one at the beginning.
No.
I think the middle mission was like, I think a refinery, I don't remember, and then the third mission was another sabotage. It's like, what the fuck? This is fucked up.
Dios mio. Yeah, that's rough.
That one got complained about so much that I think they actually stealthed it and changed the first mission, because I remember when I went back to it, it said that the Elite Deep Dive was unfinished for me, even though I got the rewards for that week. And I was like, oh, they reset it. It's so funny.
That's funny. Because of how much they care, though.
Yeah. I feel like they did that one as a joke. It's like, oh, people complain about it so much. Let's see how they like this. We'll just do 2 of them. It's like, what the fuck? That's why the memes is like, the beatings will continue until morale improves. I'm like, oh my god, yeah. 100% true. It's like, they're awesome developers, but sometimes they're assholes.
I love it. Management, great. I love my job.
The suspect quickly rebuilds the car via Lego games. Police chase, except the suspect is driving a Lego McLaren. I was watching Ares recently, and he was apparently like told to watch like this crazy chase that was going on near his area, and it was like a fucking like 30-minute fucking police chase, and it ended in a fucking Walmart parking lot. Pretty entertaining.
Went into the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, they literally just pulled into a Walmart and just ran inside like they were gonna get away from the police there. Like, I don't even understand. But they were doing all kinds of shit, going on the wrong side of the road, making these U-turns, going on the freeway, pulling off the freeway.
Sheesh.
It was crazy how long that chase went on without like anybody crashing or getting hurt, which thank goodness, but I loved how like eventually they were just like, fuck it, just go in the Walmart, just go in the Walmart. First off, Walmart's like the last place you want to go, because there's cameras in there, and they can subpoena those even if you did get away. Like,
honestly. Well, people that run away or drive away from cops are not usually smart, so...
yeah, they might have been like either on something or they had a warrant to... I mean, even if you have a warrant, it's not smart to run away. You just get a more severe charge. Yeah.
Like, way worse. Job's done.
Job's done.
Here, grab more ammo.
Oh, I'll go ahead and... Actually, we don't need ammo for this thing.
I want it anyway.
Pickaxes.
We're gonna be leaving after this probably, so...
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Rock and stone! Look at it go!
It went from drama to noise pollution. Oh man, yeah, it actually happened in California. I think it was near LA. I don't know if you live in that area, Square Fox, but yeah, that's where that chase was happening. It was near LA. And luckily for them, like, there wasn't that much traffic on the roads, so they were able to avoid the police for a while. But there was this one cop that was not letting up. Like, they were right on their ass the whole time.
Oh boy.
It's like, look,
The
the cop.
super cop.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, the super cop, and then also, like, the vehicles that they use, like, in those fleets, they push them to their limits. Like, they will not let you go. They have those superchargers in them. There's no way you're outrunning a cop unless you're in, like, a fucking brand new Dodge Charger yourself, which is what they're using anyway, so.
And like you said with the subpoena thing, even if you outrun them, you can't. There's a term, you can't outrun the radio.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
they have your information. They have everything they need. They will find you.
The base police chases are in LA on days where the traffic is at minimum. Yeah, that's basically what happened.
Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Yeah, nobody got hurt.
Because in an area like that, that's insane.
Yeah, they didn't have any information on whether or not, like, the people were armed or not, and it's like, oh, yeah,
That's
it was,
interesting, too.
actually, yeah, it was a grand larceny.
Whoa.
So it's like, they stole the car, and then they were on a police chase, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that'll do it.
I was like, at
Oh,
that
I'm
point, if
actually
they've
on
already
board.
found the car, you might as well give up. Like, that's it. You're not outrunning them in the fucking car you just stole.
Hey Miguel, could you drill around that, please?
Alright, I can try.
Oh, oh. A little too deep, but thanks, dude.
Come on, I need some new gear.
Because I'm in too deep.
Friendlies!
Jesus Christ, can we stop when we get in the ground?
Gotta go fast.
Thank you, though.
Trying to get back up.
I'm just busting.
That was
Oh,
so
I don't even
funny.
have a core. God damn it.
It's like, Miguel's like, oh, you want us to dig our grave? Oh, we'll do that.
I got you.
I aim to please.
That's how you do it. Drop pod is on the way.
If you don't rock and stone, you ain't coming home.
Oh, man.
Here I come.
Neum.
Legally speaking, rocking is better than stoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Doretta, we have to bring her back. Apparently now, I think if you bring her back, like, there's actually a little Easter egg where you can actually see her in the lobby afterwards.
We're definitely bringing Doretta back then.
Okay, you got it. All right.
Someone leaves Doretta behind, they're getting C4.
I mean, you know, the only times I don't bring Doretta back is when I accidentally lose her. 'Cause sometimes it's like it gets hectic and then the head gets thrown somewhere, and she basically
Not a
falls
whole
into
day to
like,
look. Yeah.
and then she just kind of fell into a hole that like conveniently a supply pod made, and she's just gone forever. Does she show up on like a? No, she doesn't show up on the map as like an item you could pick up. Unfortunately, I think they should change that.
It's just an Easter egg, I mean.
Yeah. Doretta's a dwarf. No Doretta left behind. She digs just like we do, and she likes rocks and stones.
Exactly. No dwarf left behind.
She rocking stones like any other of us.
We're heroes! It's like bringing Noam Chomsky in Left 4 Dead. Classic.
For rock and stone.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, you've never done that?
Noam Chomsky, of all people.
Noam Chomsky?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Noam Chomsky.
He said that sounds amazing. Seemed like you didn't know about it or something.
I don't know the mod, but I know who he is.
What? I'm confused now. I'm sorry. What are you saying?
Wait, Noam Chomsky, the philosopher? In Left 4
No.
Dead?
Well, yeah, but the actual like, garden gnome object you can pick up.
Oh, Noam Chomsky. Oh, I get it. Took me a minute.
Yeah, that's the joke. But yeah. Do you know about that?
No.
So in Left 4 Dead 2, there's an Easter egg in the Dark Carnival campaign where there's a gnome you can win as a prize from doing a little carnival mini game in one of the first stages. And there was an achievement you get if you brought the gnome with you across the rest of the entire campaign to the rescue at the end. And you couldn't do any. I mean, it's just like Doretta. You couldn't do anything. You could just bash while you had gnome with you. So
Right.
Hard mode.
that was
Um,
funny.
There's Doretta right here. I don't know if you guys can see her. Sometimes it doesn't always sync properly.
Oh, fix me, please.
Yep.
Oh.
Aw.
They added that, I think, recently.
Rockin' Stone, the pretty sound of Team Rock On!
Makes you feel good,
Good old
doesn't it?
Doretta. It does make me feel good.
Love the sticky note. Fix me, please.
Oh, poor thing.
Pretty good.
Uh,
None can stand
What I get? Pack rat for the 40mm.
Oh,
Clean
pickaxe.
overclock. Just more ammo.
all right, gentlemen. I think I'm deep rocked out for the night, though.
Yep, we did the whole assignment. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Likewise.
that took a pretty good amount of time too, and we had a fun stream and deep conversations about a whole bunch of bullshit. And Word Fox was there, and Generock was there, and also Papa 70189
Kappa Chameleon.
Kappa Appa
My
a chameleon. Kappa is fine. Okay. We're gonna sign off here. We're pretty tired, and it was a good stream though. I actually am very glad I did this.
Thank you.
Good practice now for the Metroid run. Yeah, I think we're all set up for Dread for when the co-op multi-world works.
Hell yeah. Play the shit out of Dread.
Oh man, I can't wait for that. So we're a community-run stream where they go to Padcast. We stream every night at 10 p.m. Tomorrow, Austin's not doing Mondays anymore, so I have no idea who's taking it, actually. We try to stream every night at 10 p.m. How about that? If there's no one tomorrow, then there'll probably
Almost
be some...
every night.
I mean, you know, sometimes I just forget, and it's like I felt so bad last week because I was like, oh my god, I forgot. So now I have a
That's
reminder on
okay.
my phone. Remind myself, hey, I gotta stream. Unless I literally can't because of whatever reason. Sometimes we don't because we have real life obligations. It happens. It's fine. I know this Friday, we're planning to do Mario Kart because the next update's going to be out. And then, yeah, I mean, we try to stream every night at 10 p.m. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate everybody who views, including the people who lurk and also the people who watch the VODs on YouTube. Definitely check out our YouTube channel because we upload all the VODs on there because Twitch doesn't allow us to keep them on here anymore past a week, I think. So, Austin's been pretty miffed about that. I would say follow our Twitter, but I think we're getting to the point where we're not even going to announce it on Twitter anymore because eventually we don't know what the future of Twitter is going to be. So, who knows?
They also destroyed TweetDeck. That's the main reason currently.
Actually, yeah, TweetDeck being destroyed is actually a huge problem. So I was like, well, fuck, nobody's going to tweet the streams anymore. Just remember to just follow the notification bell on the Twitch stream, and you'll know when we go live. How about that? I think that's a good alternative. It usually works.
Something like that.
So generally speaking, 10 p.m. every night. Yeah, Twitter is Twitter. I'll take Monday and stream me at the park throwing rocks. Okay. I'll submit it to the board for approval. But anyway.
You have a board?
Yeah. I just made
News
it
to
up.
me.
Ask Austin about it. I'm sure he'll know.
I'll make sure to add him.
Okay. But yeah, appreciate you all for watching. Appreciate all the likes, the people who are subbed to the channel. And I think the most important thing everybody needs to do right now is to go to bed.
This is the
Go
most
to bed.
fun
Go to
I've had
bed.
today.